I know you love it. How are you now? Welcome. This is everything but the girl. Yeah, I don't know what the girl is, but this is about everything. I don't know. You know? Unknown? No, of course not. You are known. Hi, unknown. Do you know what the girl is? Because I know everything but the girl. Where's the girl? I know. I don't know. It's unknown. Hmm. Wanna speak unknown? Okay. Here you have the microphone unknown. Hold on. Okay, approve. Okay, there we go. Game 49.
Interesting topic. Joined for the creator. But yeah, no. I had my girl and lost her. I don't know. How about you?
Oh, I have my girl, and she's in Europe. She's like about 8,450 miles away from me. No, sorry, 49 miles away from me. Yeah. Let me check. 49, yeah. Oh,
Well, congratulations. Even distance is okay. Um, because that helps you two grow as long as you stay together. That's still cool.
yeah. I mean, it's challenging. I mean, it's very, very challenging and it's against all the odds. I mean, the odds said that it's very unlikely to work, things like this. But fuck, whoever play following the odds, playing for the odds for him, fuck them. I mean, I want to play against the odds and win and show, look, I did it. No, seriously. Yeah, it's not easy, but it's not impossible.
Yeah, I think the key is to keep communicating, but man, some really bad shit can happen sometimes. Um,
No.
and if that can't be shared, I think that's the danger. Um, so just no matter how deep the shit goes, just keep communicating.
Yep,
That's the key.
that's the key. That's the key, exactly. Without communication, many things that you think you are inferring, and when you're inferring, you are just guessing, but guessing is not knowing. So what's more simple than just asking directly? Uh, yeah, when an issue shows up, first of all, the worst thing you can do is avoid conflict. Now, when conflicts arises, face it directly. The sooner the better. Yeah, depending upon the conflict in the proper way that you consider, but do not avoid it. Face it because it can be like a snowball, and you don't want a snowball of problems and conflict and drama over you. That is going to be very hard to handle.
So man, I don't know if this sounds sappy or whatnot, but it's all about that connection. And as long as you can still share what happens, even when you're apart, you can stay connected. But if something happens and the other person can't share that, um, like that's kind of that's what causes separation is when you can't actually share what happens to each other anymore. And sorry, I'm kind of trying to speak from the heart, from personal experience,
Yeah,
and
and I would love to hear more
what
about
caused
your
my break.
experience. Yeah,
So
yeah, no, I love that. And by the way, just an approach that I take in this time is okay. I will be completely honest with you. I will tell you whatever I am feeling. What I feel might be things that might not be things that you might like to listen, might be things that might be hurtful. but I will not hide anything from you. But what's going on in me, in my mind, what I'm feeling. What you take it, okay? Just know that it is me. It is what I'm going through, what I'm feeling, what's going on in my life, what I'm experiencing, and mostly what I am feeling. I won't hide that from you. I won't tell you, "Hi, how are you? I'm okay." No, if I'm not okay, I will tell you directly I'm not okay, and I will tell you why, and that might make you feel bad, but I will let you know that you should know that, and I want you the same from you in order to understand your mood. I mean, eh, telling those kind of things really help you understand the other person, the behavior, and things that they do or they say in a proper way. Otherwise, you are inferring a lot of things, and you are making a move inside your head sometimes when things are very simple as just asking. So that's the approach that I'm taking this time. I will tell you anything especially what I'm feeling every moment, might be not what you want to hear, but it is how I feel, and I won't hide that from you.
Well, but it's more than that though too. Like, because sometimes you kind of have to step back and help the other person. Um, right? Because everybody kind of goes through their cycles. Um, but yeah, I mean, there's also a place to kind of put somebody else above you, as long as you can keep that cycle going, and have it come back as well, though, right? Because sometimes we face such personal problems we can't get through them,
Yes,
but it's really hard to go through the problems of two people at once when you're hurting. So it it has some complexity.
yes, absolutely. In particular, in my case, there's somebody in the middle that somebody is divorcing from. That person is really a problem from the one I love. But okay, she has a problem there that she has to deal with a lot of things that are basically things that pisses me off. But I don't want to be more pressure on her. She already has a lot of pressure, so supporting her from what I can and how I can. Okay, there's not much I can do sometimes, but just letting her know that I'm with her, I understand her, and yeah, I support whatever decision she might take. Well, it's something I can do instead of remaining silent and saying, "Tell that motherfucker to fuck off." Give me his email now. Not now. I mean, I just don't want to put more pressure on somebody who is under a lot of pressure already. I don't want to be. I want to be somebody who supports the person, not somebody who loves somebody, but the person that I love, I'm actually putting that person under a bad. If she feel bad, making her feel bad, that is probably not the best way of showing love. Hi, Batman, by the way.
Hello, Alberto. How are you?
Oh, I recognize that. I'm fine. How about you, Batman?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, just drowning in work right now. There's a lot of work, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. But then I just saw your space and I just wanted to catch up. And how's life? How's
life,
life? Tell
life is
me.
beautiful here. I don't know if you know unknown. You probably don't know unknown because unknown is unknown, and nobody knows the unknown. Everybody fears the unknown. So meet the unknown. Batman, the unknown, unknown the Batman.
Oh
Hello,
man,
unknown.
I feel like I've debated different viewpoints, but the only people I take offense to is the folks that are convinced they should have the right to take the life against others. So I don't know. Been around for a while, right? But
Yeah. So yeah.
still trying to figure out how to make things better, I guess, by studying the unknown errors, by making sure we don't have minority opinions, by making sure that nobody's left behind. It's kind of more of a deeper explanation behind the name.
Yes, I have known unknown. Sounds strange for a while now. Yeah, that's him. That's a person who is trying but as hard as he can to get that, yeah, to. to get the known to be known to as many people as possible in a safe way, to put it some way, in a very kind way. He has a beautiful heart from my point of view, and there's a lot I can learn. I have learned from him. His words are very wise. He has a lot of experience in life, and I appreciate the unknown a lot.
It's always very interesting to find a very inspirational and admirable people on your space, Alberto. And so
Yeah, you
it's
meet
it's
everything.
lovely to
Remember
hear.
that, Batman. You can meet somebody as wonderful as unknown, where you can learn a lot and have a nice conversation, and you can learn. I am sorry, and you can meet with with anything that bad people you want to talk to.
It's in that life, Alberto. I mean, we meet all sorts of people, right? Some people make us feel very comfortable while others don't, and it's okay. It's okay. Some people have a lot of insight to share, uh, and others are just there to sort of maybe get carried away sometimes. I'm not saying that they're mainly like that in their personal lives, but sometimes people get carried away in a moment, and that's okay. I can't be politically correct all the time, and I would like to give that leverage to other people as well. So
Yeah,
okay.
but I remember the last time I saw you, there was somebody that went by the nickname of the name of Chuck Newman that really pissed you off, and I am sorry for that.
No, 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 Alberto, it was never your fault. It wasn't your fault. Even nobody could anticipate what was going to happen, right?
I
So
could, I could, I could. I only told him, okay, you either change to you either switch your profile to the other person that you are, or please, it's uncomfortable having you here. Yeah, unfortunately, he wasn't fast enough, and he came again, but you were already left. So I could have anticipated that because some things you have certain experience and you know some a little bit about some people. You really have you see a pattern in the behavior, and it was uncomfortable. That's a person he's playing in that username.
mm,
Many people enjoy it, but there's a time and place for everything. And that moment with somebody that he didn't know, like you, it wasn't probably the right time or right moment to behave like that. But that's all, not a big deal.
yes, yes, and you, my friend, do not worry about that. For me, this is enough that I know you, and you're a really, really nice human being. And I think for me that matters the most. The rest of the crowd, the people that I don't know, they are like noise to me. So yeah, so if something happens between me and my friends, I'm gonna definitely take it to my heart because these people matter to me, right? So but if there's nothing like done, or any sort of harm is not done from my friend's side, why would I you know be angry with them? So yeah, and that's why I'm here. I'm here, and just another day of catching up with you.
Yeah, no, I was having a conversation with a noun because of the name of the space that I'm always come with, okay, what should I name the space? And I said, okay, night is everything but the girl missing you, that song. Okay, probably people do not remember that song, do not remember that group, but I do. And everything is probably related to lyrics, portions of songs, names of songs, um, or things like, for example, it's better to, I don't know, to burn out and to fade away. For example, that are in part of the note of the suicide note of Kurt Cobain, things related to the music are part of my life, and I always use those kind of things to to name the spaces because I have no idea what to put in the what is this field. Can I leave it empty? Because I have no idea. And yeah, an unknown came and asked me oh, good question, everything but the girl. And I play a little bit with him and tell him, yeah, you probably don't know about the girl because you are known. Now, he was giving me some advice regarding long distance relationship that I really appreciate. And basically, he was pointing out about the importance of communication and how is the key in order to eventually make things worse. And I completely agree with him. Absolutely, I have nothing to say, but that I agree. That's the key in order to try to make things work. Communication.
Yep, absolutely. And I would like to hear and know more about it because this is a very interesting subject.
Yeah,
I,
no, no,
I
yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Sorry, Batman. Sorry.
no, just wanted to add that, like, a lot of people, the world is shaped in a way that, it's very difficult to find like-minded people. And once you do, then you will come to realize that they are in some other part of the world. But then, but the like-mindedness is still there, right? So it's not some sort of a what shall I call it, it's not some sort of a trade, right? It's not some sort of a corporate bargain. It's about humans who get each other, but somehow they are at a distance. But the thing is to make things work, right? A relationship work. How do you do that, right? A lot of people, they just get scared by the idea of the LDR, long distance relationships. In my personal opinion, I think it's doable. It's doable when two people want to make it work. It all comes down to this. Whereas on the other side, we do have examples where two people are living in the same place, and they don't really get done with each other, right? So the intensity and the strength of the relationship depends on the commitment of two people, whether they want to take things ahead or not. Does not matter how much distance is in between. If they want to make it work, they're going to make it work. And if they don't want to make it work, then it doesn't matter. Even if they're living together, still things will not work out. I would like to hear your opinion and unknown opinion about this.
Yeah, first
That
I
was
have
just
to
my
tell
two
you.
cents.
I have to tell you, October 2023, I told somebody, if we want to make this work, we can make it work. It's all about, and I really want to make it work. Another person told me the same. So yeah, that was the starting point. Yeah, we can have all the communication in the world, everything. We can be like 500 miles away instead of 80,000 miles away. Yeah, but if we don't, I mean, if we are not committed to, if we are not like, okay, I want to make it work no matter what, then I'm willing to sacrifice things in my life in order to make this work. Okay, I am willing to do what it takes to make it work. So, okay, there are boundaries and limits, but uh, as long as I am very willing to give a lot to make it work, it will work. If both parts agree, or three parts, I don't know, in 2024, everything goes. But yeah, if the parts agree, it will work.
But I think it's really important to acknowledge your connection, and like, even if you go somewhere else, you're going to run into other people, and it's okay to find other people cool. But even like our mass television communication systems, right? A lot of them are based off of drama, off of uh, new individuals interacting, that cause us to kind of change our mentality. Um, but that really is like the number one thing that works against you. When you've got long distance communications, it's okay to find other people that are cool, right? It's okay to form other connections beyond what you've got, as long as you share them. Right? The risk is really when you start hiding that, right? And then you start building kind of a separate reality beyond the person that you're with. Um, so I think it's important to share, even when you run into new people that are awesome, or whatever else, is to actually share that and not separate yourself and try and protect the other person because you're worried about how they'll react. I think that's one of the ways that TV culture has really changed humanity, is through all this drama. It's like the most commonly themed show. Even if you get into science fiction or documentaries or anything else, right? So much is focused on how people have these contrary connections. It's just kind of weird when you zoom out really far.
Yep, that's right. Yeah. In this particular case, after a couple of weeks of saying I want to make this work, my mother started interacting with this person, which was very, very surprising for her. And when this person came to my country uh, a month ago and a half, I don't know, it was, yeah, I don't know, weeks away ago. Sorry, uh, one of the she spent only 2 days here, and in one of those days she wanted to meet my mother badly. My mother badly. Yeah, we spent an afternoon with my mother talking, and she was so happy getting to know her, even though there was a language barrier there, wasn't that a big deal. It was extremely nice and lovely. Also, her mother contacted me a couple of times. She bought some gift for me and my mother, some books from her country, and it was lovely. The fact that I mean they know about you, you feel part of not that the not the feeling with the person, the connection with the person, but the connection with the life of the person. That is beautiful. That you're not being like, as you said, you're living a parallel life, and no, it's something that if it is natural, it's beautiful.
All right.
Well, yeah,
I do
and
want.
those family interactions really reinforce those bonds, right? Um, I I guess me personally, I had a really bad experience where my family just went against the person that I was with, and man, that really sucked. It made things so much harder.
Batman, you were going to say something?
Yeah. Coming back to Unknown's point, where he mentioned about uh, something like reality check, which is very, very important. Often uh, forget that when you're in an LDR, right? So meeting people is something which is bound to happen. And I'm talking about meeting new people, right? So one thing that needs to be very clear is that any relationship, be it LDR, well, more work is required in an LDR. Why? Because two people are far from each other, right? So you need to, like, be very innovative and creative in your relationship, and it takes a lot of work, right? So sometimes, always thinking that, all right, the person's intentions are pure and all that, that person is very committed. There are some, Heisenberg's principle, that there's always going to be, like, some element of uncertainty there, right? And that apparently has nothing to do with the connection between two people, but that uncertainty can hit anybody at any time. So how do you sort of, minimize the risks and also increase the life of the relationship until two people are together, living together. So over there, yes, I'll still say, like, keeping the reality check on that, maybe for example, I can meet someone, you know or the other person meets someone. So while we are in a relationship, it's very important to recognize that no one is, when two people love each other, it is not like a rule that uh, I own that person and that person owns me. A commitment is not about owning each other. It is more about respecting each other and, offering whatever we have. Yeah. So that is commitment. So yeah, so you have to be very lenient in a lot of ways. Lenient in a way that there would be times that the other person wants to talk about someone that they have met, right? So you have to be very open with the communication. Or if you start feeling like that you're not comfortable with having a conversation about a third person, then or anybody for that matter, like uh, when your partner wants to talk about her or his day, so how do you navigate through that? Maybe your partner likes the ideas and the thoughts of that person. It is not about the romantic angle, but somehow if it's making me feel uncomfortable, then I think that's where I need to look inward, that why I'm getting uh, insecure, or why I'm getting why do I have this fear that, oh, all right, this is it, this is the end, and this is how it ends. And so I have to be very open about, um, first of all, communication, and keeping the reality alive as well. uh, Also, be very comfortable in my skin. Yeah, and be less but in fact, I should not pressure the other person. Next time when the person comes to me, that there will be always this thing at the back of his or her mind that, oh, now I have to be mindful, and sort of the inhibitions will kick in, that okay, I can talk about A stuff, but not the B stuff, right? So when you say that you want to have an open communication, it applies to you, but as well as it applies to your partner as well. So yeah. Lastly, I just want to say that the type of boundaries that we expect for ourselves, and the type of love that we expect, or we think that this is the kind of love that we deserve, are we willing to extend the same courtesy to the other person, or not? That is the question here. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Unknown, go ahead, my friend.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm speaking from a male perspective because that's what I represent. But there's this need to protect the person that you care about, and it can get really hard when you hear about somebody else who's supporting your loved one when you can't be there, right? But that's something that you have to kind of promote and accept that you're not there and that somebody else can help, and that can get hard sometimes. But yeah, no, I needed to run an errand. I was going to swap phones and won't be able to talk, but I was going to rejoin the space as a listener. So hi,
Yeah,
good
sure.
talking to you guys.
Thank
And
you. I will be here waiting for you guys. The unknown. I will keep the space running. So take your time, yeah. And thank you for your input. Really valuable, and your experience mostly. I mean, the experience that you share, yeah, it's completely amazing, and it's very valuable. Thank you. So here we are again, Batman. I guess it must be fate. No, I'm singing. Sorry, everything related to music. Yeah, yeah. Batman. How is Robin?
House.
Robin, the guy that works next
Robin.
to you.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
oh, Robin.
Alfred,
Oh,
Robin,
I have
Batman,
fired.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have fired Robin.
Oh, okay. Are you
Actually, yeah.
hiding?
So
Are you hiding? Oh, not nobody wants to be Robin. Sorry. Unknown. Do you see unknown here with the hand raised? Because I see him as a listener in the web.
yeah, yeah. He said that he's gonna do some
Oh, okay. But
errands.
but the thing is
Yeah.
that I see he hasn't raised, which is strange because he's a listener and he's not supposed to have been raised. But who knows? Anyway, this is Twitter Spaces. Anything is possible.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And it's a funny place, to be very honest. Gets funny. Not all the time it's a funny place, but it gets funny sometimes.
Yeah, well,
So
I have to tell you, it really triggers me when I go to spaces when with a lot of people from your country. Not with all my respect, uh, I really feel like what the hell is going on here? What's wrong with all these people? I have to be honest with you. It's probably not a sample of all the spaces with people from your country, but in most of the cases, sometimes with comments from certain gender, I get really pissed off. I have to tell you that, yeah, that's how I feel.
yes, yes. Even if we'll start talking about what happens here, then then we'll be in a very different universe all of a sudden, and I don't want that to happen.
No, no, let's stay in universe, Planet Claire. Oh no, that's a song of Love Shack, baby, Love Shack. Yeah, no, that's another song from.
Uh,
No, never mind. Let's
t- t-
stay in Planet Claire. Yeah, but oh, distant relationships. Have Batman have
yes,
any distant relationship? I mean, as you said, here we're interacting with people. This is, I always say, I used to say in a funny way, hey guys, come on. This is Twitter. This is not Tinder. You click on the wrong application when you install it. It's Twitter, not Tinder. Because yeah, I was seeing all kind of things, and then I ended up realizing, oh, I'm using this is better than Tinder. I think now here you get to interact with people a lot. You spend a lot of hours talking to people. You get to know a lot of people. You think so well. I mean, I don't know. So it's a place where you spend more time with than with your family, with your friends, with people who work with you. So it's a place where it's impossible not to establish links with people from other places, and that one thing leads to another, don't you think?
absolutely, absolutely. And those who say that this is the right place to find friends, or this is the right place to find love, I think then they've clearly missed the point of these platforms. So what's happening on Tinder, it's also very evident to all of us.
Yeah,
And I'll be
basically it's a fake. Basically, it's a platform that is the worst place. If I want to find somebody, the last place I will go is to Tinder. That's for sure.
Yeah, and if you look at like the sort of, I mean, it's all about finding the right person, the like-minded person for you. And I think that's a very fair demand. That's not something that you are expecting something out of this world. No, you are just being very honest about um, the person that you like, or the kind of relationship that you want, and whoever is like interested will find you and won't and it can happen anywhere. It can happen on Facebook, it can happen on Tinder, it can happen on Twitter, or X, or it can happen on Instagram. So
Yeah, even on LinkedIn, I know some cases which is, hold on, a platform for profession. Yeah, it can happen. It's people interacting after all. Yeah, absolutely.
yes, so it's just about finding like or and even YouTube. Like I know somebody, they became and YouTube is not even a social uh, platform. People don't message each other. People don't, but still, like somebody fall in love, or the idea of like uh, or a thought that was written inside the comments area, and that's how the love story started. Then they sort of started talking, exchanged their numbers, but that was the platform where they met. So yeah, it happens, and we have to understand that we are living in a very different time. This is how people connect, and people can connect in their own ways, however they find comfortable, and we should give them that liberty. So yeah, why
Yeah,
not?
but one thing that you mentioned, people are looking for people that are okay, that I don't know, you are looking for something or something, somebody, a certain personality. Okay, I perceive that places like Tinder, you're trying to sell yourself. You're trying to make a profile that probably trying to be like you are in the, I don't know, in the window of a store, and you try to show the best of you and saying what you want. No, it's like sh- that's not right. You should show yourself the way you are. I mean, nobody's flawless. Okay, you won't show the worst of you maybe, but I mean, that thing that you shouldn't. I mean, pretend to be somebody you are not just to be like and just to get. Well, if you want to get liked, who know? I don't know who am I to judge, but that's not my case. And uh, are people that are, yeah, you wonder, this sounds too good to be true. And whenever that crosses your mind, Yeah, it is too good to be true. People are trying to, okay, this is like call now. This is one time offer. A person of certain age in certain place with certain background. Look, okay, oh, like, yeah, it's like, come on. I would like to be in a place where people show themselves the way they are, and that is one of the beauty of these places where we can talk for hours and hours, and you get a very good idea of the other person, no matter they are trying to hide or not certain things from them, and you get to know pretty, pretty much better than in other places how the person is, than more than in a profile that is limited to certain amount of characters.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So, but I would like to say one thing while we're talking about the LDR things. I would like to say that it's always like a good idea to if two people are like because of the circumstances, because of different locations, if two people are far from each other, but they should like make an effort every 3 or 4 months, depending on how they can manage to see each other. um yeah, and plan and spend when the time when they're away from each other in planning, like how they're going to spend time together. So this is I don't know, it just gives more life, adds more meaning, perspective to the years that uh, you can spend together, yeah, so in the future. So yeah, I do, and it's very simple, it's very simple. uh why people complicate things, right? And make something very simple extremely complex. This is something that I'm not able to put my finger on yet. I don't know why people do it. Two people want to make it work, it's very simple. Now here are the steps. This is that this is doable, and now you just need to go into the know-how of how to make it work, right? But then there are certain things that I think people like to complex things for themselves, and I
Yeah,
would like
people.
to understand why do people do it.
Yeah, people like, I think people like drama. People enter into problems, and the best thing to do is to argue, have a big fight, and then insult each other and say, "Okay, this is it," and bye bye. Okay, what happened with that commitment to make it work? Okay, that wasn't a really good commitment if you're behaving like that. But that's what I've seen so far, so many cases. Even though I've seen people together for many months, almost a year, I think that they really try hard. But okay, there's always, when doesn't things doesn't work, there's always one part that wasn't willing to cross certain boundaries to give the other person what it takes in order to make that work. I don't know, as I was saying, that sacrificing something from you, it's not like, okay, I want to be with this person, okay, that's it, let's be together. No, it's not as simple. I mean, you have your life, the other person has her or his life, with good things, bad things, problems. We all have problems. We all have problems in life. Uh, yeah, things that are struggling with us in our life, different things. Okay, we have to understand that and adapt ourselves to that. If we don't like the problems of the baggage of the other part, okay, move on. Don't waste your time and the time of the other person, because yeah, sometimes you might deeply feel something strong for somebody else, but if it's not mutual, don't make the other person lose time. Just be honest, direct, and yeah, cut it, because it happened to me. I felt like I was stuck for a long time by somebody, and my behavior was not answering DMs of that person for months, even though that person was sending me like 10 DMs every day. I wasn't answering any DM. Then that person started sending me pictures that I didn't want. Anyway, the point is that I wanted to send the message of I'm not interested by not doing anything. It, okay, that was probably the easy thing to do. But yeah, I realized it was affecting me in spaces because I was opening a space. The first person who showed up was, yeah, that one, that one, very uncomfortable. So yeah, sometimes you have to be direct and say, okay, listen, I'm not interested in anything. Everything is cool, but okay, try to find a polite way of leave me alone, please. I'm not comfortable with this.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You know, I mean, sometimes it's it's okay to sort of address and communicate things that are not serving you, right? Uh, and honestly, if you like someone, you know it, right? I mean, when I was 20 years old, uh, I used to like people for very different reasons. This also happens, right? I used to like them maybe because how they would look, right? I was very superficial back then. But then, you know, as time goes by, you sort of realize that, all right, life is much more deeper than that. And I am much more complex than I thought. So, in order for me to have a very sound relationship, what are the things that I actually see in a person or should see in a person? So then my whole paradigm shifted. Um, and I think meanwhile, the kind of people that showed interest in me, some were like, I call them like, bad miss or a good miss. This is how I sort of categorize that. All right, things happen for a good reason. Bad miss because maybe I was so young back then, I did not understand. But I won't waste my time, and I would like to move forward. That all right, it happened, it happened. Now, anyone who would come in my life, uh, at least I know, like maybe like this is still in a very loading stage. That this is how I feel about myself, like in very honest capacity. That it's on the screen is on 70% loading, and 70% I'm there. Like what kind of a person I want, what makes me happiness, what brings me comfort. And also, am I willing to give the same sort of comfort to the other person? What am I bringing on the table? So, and it includes everything, Alberto. It includes your own peace of mind, because it definitely affects your partner.
Yeah,
And yep. And
yeah,
the financial stability part, um, you know, I'm not saying that one has to be super, a super millionaire or something. No, I'm not saying that. By financial stability, I mean, like, this shows like there is some sort of work done, right? In terms of now, okay, now you're in a relationship. This part matters a lot, right? Because um, even if your partner is like 100% independent, but every once in a while, uh, there will be some sort of um, expectation that you can take out your partner for a dinner or a nice lunch, right? Or you share the bills together. That brings a lot of comfort and relief to the other person, even when the person doesn't say it. You know, it just gives them some sort of a strong uh, anchor that somebody is there to share. So yeah.
yes, I agree with you 100%. In my case, for example, having not been working and starting a long distance relationship, one of the points was, yeah, I want to be with you. I want to make this work. But one of the things that will not make it work if it is, I mean, if by this date I am unable to actually, I'm looking for a position to work remotely in the field that I am working, being able to travel, to have flexibility, freedom, and financial independence is a must. I mean, no matter how much I love you and I would like to be with you, it really wouldn't be smart or fair to be with you if I'm not even being able to support myself. That would be stupid. That it's not loving me. I mean, yeah, I can love you, but it's not fair for you, and I wouldn't do that. Uh, so yeah, that is something that is very important to take into account. Yeah, I mean, imagine the other person that I'm with, she's in another continent. To fly to here, it's about, yeah, the ticket is no lower than €1,000, and it takes like a lot, like 24 hours to come here or otherwise. So you sometimes want to be that person. That person might need you, or okay, we have planned for the future, plans of living together. We have already decided where, and we have talked about that. But in the meantime, okay, how are we going to make it work? And those details that you mentioned, yeah, are very important. Going back a little bit, when you mentioned about the what you were looking in your 20s, I am guilty as well. I was looking for a woman that was as beauty as possible, and everybody of my friends was telling me, Alberto, how do you do to get the craziest woman in the world? How do you do it? I mean, you date the most crazy woman in the world. And I said, I don't know. Well, I was just looking at the looks, and yeah, looks. Yeah, then I realized that yeah, that wasn't everything. And then I realized that that was only a part of it. And then I realized there were many other things that were much more important than that. Even though there must be a connection, chemistry between two people, but I'm not. I will never date the kind of women I was dating in my 20s. But yeah, it's a part of growing. I would never actually in my 20s say that I would date somebody, a single mother of X amount of children, and I am accepting that. I am doing that, and I'm surprised of myself, and I have no problem with that. But that part of growing, and yeah, well, I'm not the same person I was when I was 20. I'm a little bit older now, and yeah, what I'm looking for is not the same.
Absolutely, absolutely. Unknown came on the speaker. I think Unknown wants to add something.
I'm back. So I I think that was a, an important part of the conversation is that you need to feel that you're contributing to a relationship, right? But that doesn't necessarily have to be financial. But the other thing is, man, if you're remote and you're struggling for opportunities, man, like one of the most powerful things you can do in a relationship is actually lift somebody else up through your connections, though, as well, right? But that becomes kind of difficult if you're raised up through the connections that the other person has. But don't discount that, man. Like your significant other can find opportunities, right? They're having a different life than you do. They have different connections, uh, and that's okay, right? And the other thing I wanted to point out, especially in long distance relationships, if there's somebody that's helping that person or that they interact with a lot on a daily basis, don't be a stranger. Actually, try and encourage communication so you can talk with that person as well. So they get involved as part of your relationship with your significant other, and they realize how important it is, uh, that they're helping who someone that you care about, right? So don't be a stranger, man. Like actually talk to some of the other people that your significant other is establishing relationships with, man, because then you get involved, and that just kind of ties you all together rather than causing separation. But by
Yeah,
not
bingo,
having a
bingo.
community,
No,
you want to be a part of the community that they're establishing in that area that they're in, man. I think that is really important, and I never hear anybody talk about it. And if
yeah,
it's
but
just
you
kind of
didn't.
like they actually started talking to your family, man, that is awesome. That is like the number one signal that person is trying to not only accept you but your life as part of their life, man. That is beautiful.
Yeah, not only that, also that you are sharing that person with your environment and the people. In the case, my mother, that is the only person I have, accept the other person. that is the most amazing thing. I mean, in most of my life, because of my my skills of dating the craziest woman in the world, my mom was always like not liking them and always being that telling all kind of shit about all the women I was dating. I understand why, but yeah, but in the case that okay, she found somebody down to earth, and she said to her, the first thing that she said to her was um, her name, and okay, you are here to save my son. I mean, yeah, in a very complicated moment of my life, she showed up, and well, she appeared, and she's part of my life. And one of the things that I'm struggling with, but I understand what the background, the root cause about it is. Okay, there are three girls that are involved on this. They are 15, 14, and 10. And okay, she's in a process, you understand what I'm talking about, and the process is going to begin in a couple of months. They know about me. I mean, they know her mother. She have even pictures of me in her the place where she lives, which is lovely. Uh, and yeah, we will be chatting with the pictures there. It was amazing. But yeah, I feel like I would love so much to be part of interacting so much with those girls. For me, so important actually because I do care about them. Yeah, but I also understand that there are things in the middle that probably right now is not the right moment, even though I'm dying to do it, to establish that communication and being part of their life at this exact moment. So it's a matter of time and I respect. I told her, okay, whenever you feel it's time for talk about us to your friends, do it. Okay, 3 months ago in Facebook, she changed her status to well being with me. Okay, it was her decision. I left all up to her. I mean, when you think it's time for telling anything, you have my permission to say whatever you want. I will respect that. It can be whenever you want. I won't push you for everything. You're completely free. When you feel it's the right time to do it, you do it. As the same way with talking to your daughters about me and me interacting with them. I have felt very uncomfortable with having video streams where the girls were in the background, and I really feel like, okay, these girls are actually, I am watching them from the distance, not a big deal, but it's like, okay, they should know that that is strange right now to their life is watching them, and they should have the right to decide whether they want to be shown or not. I mean, I was trying to respect their privacy as well. So it was something that for me is a situation that is uncomfortable, but I understand also it's a matter of time before um, improving there or improving that problem or that yeah it is a problem for me because I feel bad and I really want the relationship between them to be as good as possible. Of course, I will never be the biological father of them, but we can have a nice relationship, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Yes and no.
Um,
Yes, yes. Go ahead,
I,
Anand.
and thank you, man. Sorry. Sometimes I feel like I blab. If I need to shut up, just feel free. But man, you've been put in kind of a unique situation, like because I still think you're in your home country that generated a lot of controversy. That may be limiting your options. Have you considered going with your significant other in this place that they went to that might
Yep.
and
Yep.
lean on them,
Yep.
like be completely honest, but
Yep.
lean on them and utilize their connections in a
Yep.
new place to like start something new with them? Like can you
Yep.
leave or are you stuck?
Yep. No, no. I can live. I am very lucky. I'm not only Uruguayan. I'm Uruguayan and Italian, so I have European Union citizenship. I can live anywhere in the European Union where she lives. She right now lives not in the country where she was born. She lives in Belgium, in Brussels. Yeah, the only thing to start with is the language, Dutch and French. The I can deal with some French, but not Dutch, and but that is not something that is going to prevent me from
I,
actually taking a decision or moving.
just realize,
Yes, go
like,
ahead.
if your significant other can help you generate a life changing opportunity, that's not a bad thing. That can actually deepen a relationship because they know that they helped you, right? And they understand that they contributed to a relationship as well. So, like, don't just fight your battles alone, right? Accept help, right? I
I
go.
always accept help. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not that stubborn. It would be very. It would even be
And
smart
maybe it's
to
just
raise help.
completely off base. It's just I hear you talk and you feel kind of stuck. And man, if you can accept help from somebody else, and acknowledge that, that's not going to hurt your relationship.
No, of course not. Actually, the opposite as well. She has a profession where she's struggling to work where she's working because of a language problem where she needs to be fluent at Dutch or French in order to do what she has a degree on. Um, and also, I was helping her. This is something very small, but okay, she didn't have LinkedIn. Okay, I started helping him with LinkedIn, creating an account in LinkedIn in order for her also because she's living in the country she's living because of things related to divorce. Okay, but she's not something. It's not a place where she says I want to live here for the rest of. No, she's actually it's a place she is there just for the circumstances. But yeah, opening a LinkedIn account and looking for opportunities abroad in her field that are a lot, it's not a minor thing. And okay, I have yeah, I can help her with that. And also in her field in my country, I am from a family that has always been working. This is funny, I know, because you know that the problems I have been related to a health provider. Well, my family, my father, my grandfather was the founder of a hospital here. My aunt was a recognized doctor here, and still I have the contacts in the health industry that might enable her to actually come here and perform what she does in that field. Yeah, and she's open to learning Spanish. That won't be easy, but we are open to helping each other both ways, and there's nothing wrong with that. Actually, it's beautiful. It really feels so gratifying to be able to do it.
Man, and Alberto, I don't know about your connections. I kind of linked to you from some of the weird technical discussions and hacking related stuff because I'm kind of an autist and I struggle with society myself and what they think is right or wrong. Um, but yeah, no, I definitely have a lot of problems, man, and even what I'm talking about comes from a place of pain for me because I never figured it out and I didn't have help. But man, I no, I'm a techie, right? And I'm sorry, you are a genius of your own right. It doesn't matter what connections you have, just by what we've previously talked about, man. You could be
Yeah,
an engineer, which is what I was, man, and you intrigued my interest in some of the conversations we had. Because even as an engineer and an architect of infrastructure, right, I ran into problems all the time, right? And one of the things I had to learn was like who to listen to, right? And I don't know, man. You got
well,
skills.
problem is my
That's why I attached. Okay.
well, yeah, my problem is my mid name. Alberto Problems here is my mid name. No, just kidding. No, yeah, man. Well, if I mean, I think that the most important thing in my life is being aware of who I am, aware of how what am I able to do, what I'm not able not to do, which is nothing. I can do anything. I'm convinced of that. Prove me wrong. I'm a stubborn. If I want something, I will go for it. Yeah, until I hit my head against the wall 10 times and I lose conscious. I will keep. If I want something, I'm very stubborn. No, it's not. I mean, I really, from my perspective, I have to improve a lot into my emotional intelligence, not my IQ. That fuck IQ. I don't give a fuck about IQ for my French. Oh, I can talk some French. I didn't realize that I can go to Belgium. Yeah, fuck my IQ. Emotional intelligence for me is much more important, and I should work on that. And man, I have heard you many. I don't know how long we have been talking, and I know that you are struggling with a lot of things. Um, okay, I don't know. If
But
some
man,
point you want to.
what's your dream? What do you want to work on, man? That's my biggest struggle right now, and maybe I'm
Oh,
self
I can
projecting,
answer that.
but
Oh, that's okay. Communication, a direct question where you don't have to infer. That's wonderful. Okay, I want to be okay. I mean, in charge of an information security management system, a project manager implementing the information security management systems. That's what I want to do. Yeah, I want to I mean, I want to work on the information security for sure. And inside information security, I want to work on projects related to the SOX 27001. I have a lot of experience with that and with project management, and that's what I want to do. That's the perfect job for me. Below that, ethical hacking. I can do ethical hacking. I can love ethical hacking. I can really, really enjoy ethical hacking, and I can do that. That below, but I mean, if I had to choose, it's the first option. And then, well, consulting in cybersecurity, courses about cybersecurity. We can go through the line, but basically, it's what I tell you. It's not in order to understand what I want to do in life. Okay, I want to be as good as possible as a project manager in implementing information security management systems. That's probably what I want the most. Yeah.
man, if you've got questionable hacking in your past, it gets really hard to go into security. Um,
Yeah. Yes.
without
That.
kind of intimating how you understand infrastructure affects communication, and like I'm leaving that entire world, right? Like I contracted under IBM for more than a decade. I wouldn't even let them hire me. Um, the entire infrastructure was sold off to AT&T, and then I took a job with AT&T even though I didn't want to become a corporate, because I had a daughter, and I wanted to bring her through school, and she was having problems in school, and I needed to pay for private school, man, and I sold out, um, and helped maintain an infrastructure. But at the same time, like, it was really weird because the cloud came up, and we transitioned everything into the cloud. We shut down the entire infrastructure I worked on, and yet still, when I left, I didn't know how to talk to other people. Man, I spent 22 years developing a singular infrastructure of communications IT stuff, um, from
Wow.
birth to death, literally, right? Um, and I was so outspoken at the end, right? Um, I I was given a retirement package, and I took it. But I don't know what to do now, man. But it just sounds like you're at an earlier cycle, and again, maybe this is self projection, but man, if you want to get into communications, it's really hard because trust means a lot, right? And connections actually mean a lot, right? Because if you're an admin of these systems, like, the folks that run those know that, man, you've got diagnostic tools, man. Like, you could break in and listen on management if you wanted to, if you're an admin of telecommunications, okay? and that is one of the risks that nobody wants to talk about, but the managers of those communication systems absolutely understand. So man, like,
Yeah, you know pretty well my story. The good thing is that trust is my most valuable asset, and people who know me trust me. Don't question anything. Okay, I have no criminal record.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
people
like
that keep
I was even a participant of the cyber army back in 2000, right? But I hid that from everybody, right? Um, and I eventually ended up getting a job at the company that my ex stepdad went insane working for, and kept that whole story secret, right? But you've already communicated, and you're already on these social platforms. So man, like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't think you can attach to an established platform. You need to find a breakthrough platform.
that's right. I won't disagree with you. That's right. Yep.
I'm going to shut up
What can I?
now. But I hope that resonates, because man, like, you literally remind me of where I was, like, just over a decade ago. And man, you can do it. But man, the way the things that I have heard you say, you understand the tech. You can do things that nobody else can do. Man, I trained people, as part of raising that infrastructure for 22 years, and I could not get anybody to the same level of understanding that I've heard you state. Uh, so,
Well,
man, I do not discount your technical knowledge or your exposure. Man, it is extremely shocking when you actually get into these companies, and take a sacrifice, go in the front door, man. Like, even when took my first contract job with IBM, I took minimum wage, and I told them, uh, you hire me for minimum wage, and if you cannot give me a 50% increase, from the wage that you gave me when you hired me after 6 months, fire me. I,
wow.
I
Yeah.
like that was my reality, right? Man, you have to be confident, and man, I don't know, I maybe it's a different time, but I don't think it's changed. Like, there's so much technology that takes time to develop, right? Like, even if you go to college, you're being trained on systems that were established decades ago, right? Off of standards, that are continually being replicated by these companies, right? And you were one of these people who had enough exposure when you were young. You actually understood these systems at their base level. And man, even your talk about how some of your family was involved, you probably picked up independent knowledge of about how some of these systems worked, that is more valuable than any college education that anybody could ever receive, right? Because college education is literally just, um, translating user manuals. So
I agree with you. I agree with you. I mean, the most important thing that I've learned, I didn't learn them in college. As I was joking with David Bombal in the interview he made me, I only learned how to hack the computer system of the college while I was in college. I just kidding, I clarify. No, yeah, I mean, it was just taking courses, approving courses to get that fucking paper at the end saying, okay, you have a computer science degree, blah, blah, blah. But no,
yeah, no, no,
what I learned
like,
somewhere.
even one of the core hacking maximums, right, is 2600, the Captain Crunch whistle, right? Like, I hope you can actually
Yep.
understand that, right? But Like,
Yeah, I talked to Caperach 2 years ago in Vegas on a video call. Man, yeah, of course I do understand the frequency that he found that could make the telephone behave in the way that he found it would behave. It was an amazing
but
learning
man,
experience talking to him.
we just broke into VoIP, right? And that's one of the things that I was involved with, was breaking from analog into voice over IP. But you actually understand the history, right? But even after establishing these voice over IP systems, the PBXs, the public exchange networks that I helped run, were still based off of the same goddamn 286 code. They still had time division multiplexing. And that was one of the largest difficulties we had, actually adapting them into virtual machines, because they were still running time division multiplexing 286 code. And when you translate that into a virtual machine, right, w- that became really difficult. Man, we actually managed to do it, but man, all of that history is still in the base code of everything new that's been generated after it.
Yeah, remember Qualcomm. Qualcomm, when it comes to the technology that for the 2G, I mean, went to the moon. The shares of Qualcomm. I mean, all of that you're saying, the course of the network. Sorry. Yeah, the course. Okay, I have to admit, the core of system operating systems architectures, programming, with the fundamentals of that. Okay, everything's a walk in the park. Okay, maybe with quantum computer, I will have to learn many new things. But so far, with the fundamentals of that, I can understand perfectly how a processor connects with at a very low level, how it works, the set of instructions that are being performed, and what they do that are just so few and so powerful so far. So you can write 10 million lines of code, and that is reduced to instructions that are sent to the processor, from the processor to the processor to the CPU, executed, and that's it. You get what you type, and that is basic. And no matter what language it is, Perl, it is PHP, Python, or the new languages for smart contracts like Serene. No, it doesn't matter. Applies all the same all the time. So learning that, knowing the fundamentals is the key.
Man, and Batman, I really appreciated your input, and me and Alberto may geek out, but um, can you chime in? Because like, one of the biggest mistakes I always make is not listening to other people that have a different perspective of what's happening.
Well, I learn from the mistakes other people make when they follow my pieces of advice. So yeah, you can listen to my pieces of advice. I will learn from the mistakes you make from them. Just kidding. No, I'm,
No, no, no,
man,
no. Like we
I'm just kidding. I was just kidding. I was just kidding. Yeah, I understand what you said. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be rude. It was just a joke, a very bad joke.
Yeah, I just want to add something that you know I okay. I just want to say this about myself. I have a job, but I always do something on the side as well. Call it whatever you want to call it, hustle or whatever. I don't, you know, and I think Alberto is the same person, and I think that's why we connect. That there's always so much to share. Like, the kind of knowledge that this guy has, right? I mean, if he wants, he can just launch a course right now or go on YouTube live right now. And, I'm not even kidding. Alberto can be a millionaire. Um, so, money is not the problem. Money is never the problem. Achieving excellence is. So, and all these big corporations, and companies, well, they are not the last companies to work at. Um, and they also realize it. The world has changed tremendously on a um, on an interesting level. How people. So yeah, so Alberto, if he wants to pick up a topic and start speaking about it, I know that there are going to be a lot of people to hear him regarding the kind of knowledge that he has, and I think that that's his biggest power. So yeah.
I won't deny that offer. Unknown. Go ahead.
So you actually came in with a moniker of Batman, of one of the most successful people that lost trust in the system that actually enabled that person to become one of the wealthiest members of that society. Um, and now you've also latched on to Alberto, and have even called him out by name. You have so much respect. Um, so, like, I, this is one of the other things that I have difficulty with. Is like you have some kind of trust and what this person with this character can do, and you're kind of coming from an understanding of needing to break the system. So, like, I'm here because I know the technical aptitude that's required to get this far. Why are you here? I'm sorry if that's personally challenging.
Okay. All right. Are we in that situation again? Man, we were just talking. That's all I want
Yeah,
to say. Yeah.
yeah. No, basically, I mean, I don't need to ask. It's for me after interacting with Batman for I don't know, probably little less than 10 times. It's obvious that she's a very private person. That she tells, okay, not much about herself, and I don't ask because of that much about herself. I just know the person that the things that she wants to share, and that's more than enough. I'm not going to push anybody to with, okay, you tell me your name. No, I mean, it's obvious that she's a very private person, so I'm not going to enter into her life or push her to gather information about her. But we share, I mean, the conversation we have had so far were really interesting. We share many things in common in the way we see different things in life that for me are important, and that created an affinity, yeah, and respect that I have for her. But that's it. I mean, honestly, I know nothing about her except that his name is Bruce something, and he had a friend, Robin, and yeah, and that's it. But not more than that. And actually, I don't need to know more than that because she doesn't feel comfortable also exposing more about herself here, which is completely respectable. I would like to say hello to Boris. Boris is a friend that I met in a Latin American space. Boris, if you would like to come as a speaker, he speaks English very well because he because he speaks English and also Spanish very well. Boris, if you would like to come as a speaker, you're more than welcome. And I still remember the first time that we talked, Batman. It was about you started talking to me about something, and then we shop at one point to Pegasus. Oh my God! And then I started to try to explain you. Hi, Boris.
Yes, I do speak English because I have a, how you say, very interesting uprising. I was born in Puerto Rico, raised in the United States, and now I'm in Mexico. And I think my next stop is going to be El Salvador. The way things are going over there, I think that's where I'm going to hang my hat. But I don't know what to say. I came into the space late, so I don't know what the topic is about. So I'll keep listening.
This may change the feedback of the room, but being a Puerto Rican citizen, do you know what the Jones Act is?
I've heard about it, but that was while I was in grade school, I believe. So I don't know the actual details of it.
So that is the need of any material going into Puerto Rico has to pass through a U.S. port. And do you know how much that hampered Puerto Rican relief efforts?
Oh, very
Even
much. I experienced it while I was there a few years ago. Yeah, and that's why everything in Puerto Rico is so expensive because of the import taxes.
So I get that may have broken the conversation, but man, there are some portions of bureaucracy that lead to suffering that I find is unacceptable. And as somebody from Puerto Rico, man, I still wish that could be talked about more, right? I don't know. Sorry,
No, no, it's okay, it's okay. No, it's okay. I mean, it's not about changing the direction of the conversation because, as Batman would know, there's no direction. I mean, let it flow. If you show up, it's not. It's okay. It's. I mean, I'm enjoying listening this about Puerto Rico that I didn't know. So don't apologize. I know. Keep going. I'm listening carefully.
so Borimix, I don't know, maybe you're already out of Puerto Rico when they face those issues, but did any of that resonate with you? Is that something you want to talk about?
It did resonate with me because like I said, I did experience it the brief time that I was there. Like I said, I was born there, but my mother brought us to the U.S. When I was very young, at least 5 years old, and I used to visit often. I visited for quite a while as an adult, and that's why I say I experienced the economics of Puerto Rico and the U.S. for a while. But I am no longer in Puerto Rico and no longer in the U.S. Like I say, I'm in Mexico now. And I believe my next stop is going to be El Salvador because the way things are going over there geopolitically, it looks like it's the best stop for my final destination.
So one of the other things that I don't think a lot of people understand is Puerto Rico could have actually been a state, but Puerto Rico democratically voted to not become a member of the United States. Does that ring true for you?
Yes, I do. I am very familiar with the politics in Puerto Rico. Although I'm not a fan of politics, Puerto Rico has three major political parties. No, and they all want their own thing. One wants statehood, the other one doesn't want statehood, and the other one really doesn't care. So that's the status of Puerto Rico. And for those who don't know, Puerto Rico is not a, a, a state in the United States, but the U.S. government does have how you say influence in Puerto Rico because it's governed by
It's a
the U.S.
territory, kind of like
Yes,
Guam.
yeah, exactly. And the actual name of Puerto Rico is, I'm going to say it in Spanish and I'm going to try to translate it. The actual name is Estado Libre Asociado, which loosely translated is Free state, but associated of Puerto Rico. You can correct me
I,
on
I,
that, unknown, if
I
you
have
know.
never heard that before, but it rings true. Thank you.
Yes, that is the actual name of Puerto Rico, Estado Libre Asociado de Puerto Rico, which sounds like a what's the English word for that? Uh, oh, what's the English word or the English phrase for that when something is ironic or kind of opposing?
Alberto, Alberto is running. No, just kidding. No, I don't know what you're talking about. That is irónico, quieres decir, simplemente. Es algo, una ironía.
No, oxymoron. Oxymoron. It's free but associated.
Oh, it's like here in Uruguay that we have a prison that is called Prison of Libertad, la prisión de libertad. It's like, man, are you kidding me? How can you name a prison Liberty Prison?
Exactly.
Fuck.
All right, Bori Mix, what are you cooking? Tell us about that.
I'm sorry?
Are you doing something? You're cooking something? Are you cooking
Uh,
something?
yes, you heard it. Yeah, I was heating up my leftovers from yesterday, so now I'm sitting down to eat it.
All right. So Alberto, are you like, keeping a track of your fitness? Like, since now you're in a thing. So, automatically the person's like, focus goes over there as well. Um, okay, I need to be fit, I need to look good and all that, right? So does
Yeah,
that happen with you?
yes, yes, it does. Yeah, the answer is definitely yeah.
Okay, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. So, have you like, are you like running or, you know, if you don't mind?
Well, actually, no, no, it's okay. I can share that. I am actually starting to work out in a gym very nearby. Actually, I don't have to work more, walk more than a block. Uh, Slowly and mostly, I started going. Apart from my psychiatrist, that has been an appointment that I have been having for more than 4 years on a regular basis. To other specialists, I'm taking. If you saw a picture about me, it was in the dentist earlier. Then I went to the oculist. Next week I will go because of a pain I'm feeling on my shoulder. And yeah, I'm moving, try to take care of the things that are bothering me, my physical health, apart from my mental health. I'm starting also to take care of my diet, the things that I'm eating. Yeah, I'm taking care of myself, small steps in order to give me better. After all, we are not only muscles, our body, our brain, we are a set of things that should work together in the best possible way. And if one part of them is not balanced with the rest of the equipment, yeah, you will not be using that the best way you can.
Lovely, lovely to hear that. I mean, you sound very happy uh, nowadays. And I
I
think,
am very happy. I am very happy. So you can. I'm very happy that you can show by the way that I speak. It makes me happy because I am happy.
yes. And one thing that has changed is definitely like, there's no Alexa in the background. So that's the difference.
Oh my god! Oh my god! You know me pretty well. That was a that was a conflict. That was. I mean, no, none of us was able to commit to make it work. So yeah. So that's it. What was the use of she and me being sharing a room together every night? Yeah. Each one is going through our own ways, and it was beautiful while it lasted, but it's over. I know. Go on and no, yeah.
Oh
Go on,
man,
Anu.
Bori, can you type that name of Puerto Rico out? Because when I try searching, I have no idea how to spell that. It's not English. I am only an English speaker, and when I look up the name of Puerto Rico, I get rich port, and that.
Yes, I think Albert. I don't know how to. I'm still new with X spaces, but it's Estado Libre Asociado
Oh,
de Puerto
But
Rico.
even if you say
yeah.
it to me,
I will. I will DM that to you, unknown. I will DM that to you in Spanish, okay? I will DM. Hold on a second. Give me a second. I will DM that to you. No problem. Not a big deal.
thank you, because I am a person of the United States, and I think it is really tragic that the United
Okay.
States has not gone beyond 50 states. And even
Yeah.
with our relationship with Puerto Rico and Guam, they have voted against joining the United States. Uh,
Yeah. Can you repeat, Boris? Estado libre asociado. Estado libre.
Estado Libre Asociado de Puerto Rico.
Okay, okay. I have just DM you how it is spelled unknown.
Thank you. I'm trying to catch the errors.
Well, I don't want to dox you because if I ask you what you have for dinner, you will tell me something that will probably not be related to dinner. So, Batman, what have eaten so far? Are you taking care of your health, mental health? I don't know, your body, your yeah, everything about your health.
Yes, lately, so I was working on a case actually, and it was Amy. She conducted a space, and we all went over there. Like, I mean, everybody was there, her group, um, and two, three people that I know, and I also went to her space, and I just shared a little bit about like what's happening, and so that was like a very interesting space. So I spoke about not naming the people, of course, like that's not what I do, but then I just sort of explained her the whole context of what happened, and how tough it was to make sure that um, the case has some sort of at least legal good news for someone that reached out to me actually. So yeah, I mean, and when like when you know about me, this Alberto, like as a side thingy, I have this thing that I work with a lot of marginalized groups.
I know. No
Yeah,
need to say anything. I know.
yeah. So somebody reached out to me, and it was a very tragic case, and then so I just tried my best to utilize all my resources and make sure that that person gets justice. So um, yeah, it went well actually. Now the case is like the other party is asking the victim that let's have a settlement, and the lawyers are telling that all right, I think it's better to save hassle, and let's go for a settlement. So they have offered the victim like uh, some money. So yeah, that is like the current update. But for me, and like the people that I work with, my friends and all that, we had this we wanted to make sure that the victim stays safe. Nothing happens to that person. So yeah, um, the person is safe. The person is safe. It has been almost a month. That's why I was away. I Wasn't posting much. Wasn't coming to the spaces as well. I was just like, on it. And yeah, I just wanted to make sure that, something comes out of it, something good comes out of it. So yeah, in short, I was trying to fight the system, in whatever capacity I could. So, yeah. So yeah, at least the person is
Yeah,
safe.
yeah,
So that matters
yeah.
matters a lot to me. Yeah.
No, it's all. It's not a minor thing. It's actually probably what you want the person to be safe, but not entering into details that that are not to be talked here. If the person is safe, that's okay. Bori, I have been away from spaces for like a couple of weeks. I realized because I have like 20 trillion notifications and 20 million DMs that I haven't read, and it's impossible for me to actually ever read. Have you been in spaces with Adriana and the other guys from Latin America?
Yeah, I noticed that you and Adriana have been absent for a little bit. I saw that Adriana had a space.
Hey, wait. What do you mean you and Adriana? I raised my hand. I have nothing to do. There's no link between that. I swear to God. I mean, don't, I mean, there's no, I mean, there's a simple coincidence that has nothing to do with me. Clarification.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to insinuate. It's just that you and Adriana are the first people that I've met when I first got onto this X Spaces. And I really appreciate La Amistad, the friendship that you guys have shown. I really appreciate it. And I do find that I did DM Adriana once when she was out for a little while. I DM'd her and say, "Oh my God, what strange that she was holding spaces every day, and then she disappeared for a few days." I was about to DM you, but I saw you in a space the other day. But I've been quite busy lately, and I haven't been able to join your spaces. And when I did decide to join, it was ended. So, but I seen that I noticed that you've been out for a little bit, and then you came back. But I hope everything's good. And I know you're a strong person from what I've seen, and especially everything that you've gone through, and for you to still be strong and still facing head on and continuing with your life, that's amazing. I like it when people do that, because I've been through something similar, and you just got to keep going. You got to keep going, because if not, you might as well bury yourself.
Thank you for your words. And well, what Batman was asking me about if I was taking care of myself, well, part of that taking care of myself was disconnecting from social media. And okay, the other day I was telling my girl, "Oh my God, I spent all day washing and cleaning my house. Can you realize that I could have spent all day on spaces, but instead I decided to do things for my house, for my no, part of that is yeah, having trying to find a balance that I will never find a balance because I Libra and I have no balance. But yeah, try to at least yeah, and give time I mean prioritize things in life and get things done. And I was spending. I crossed the line about how much I was spending here. It was beautiful. It is beautiful talking to people from all over the world, but you still have to take care of your life. Yeah, among many things. So yeah, finding that balance and staying away from a week or two, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, and wasn't that bad in terms of withdrawal symptom. Yeah, I could survive. And now go ahead.
I I posted a message about Puerto Rico and the formation of the name. There's no way I could really express the difference. But man, I am a U.S. citizen. But I understand we have been 50 states, and one of the weird errors that I face is that we haven't convinced any other country beyond the creation of the United States to actually join us as a member state. It doesn't matter if it was Puerto Rico, it doesn't matter if it was Guam, it doesn't matter if they were on the other side of the earth, if they were an Eastern or Western country. Um, like no other foreign entity has actually adopted becoming a state beyond our borders, man. And that is probably the biggest failure of the United States actually being a world power, because there hasn't been a single democratically representative institution in the entire world beyond the continental United States that actually voted to join us. And
I think it's because of
I
pride.
think that is an unknown error, right? Like, why hasn't that happened? That does
Because
not make any sense to what the US population has been fed as propaganda.
I think it's because of pride. Every country has their right to be prideful in their endeavors to be a country, regardless of how bad or how good the country is. Taking North Korea in one extreme and El Salvador in another extreme. I mention El Salvador because El Salvador has been on both extremes. No, it's been the number one, the murder capital of the world at one point. It's gone through wars, civil wars, real bad civil wars, not like the little civil wars that the United States has had. I mean, it's a small country. I believe it's probably
No,
twice.
no, no, but like, they never had enough democratic representation to actually join the US. Even as much pain as they had, they wanted to stay independent, and they would never trust an outside source, an outside community to represent them. And that's the failure of the US, right? It does have some amount of representation, um, but even the folks that vote within the US are not the populace. There are still so many people, even within the US, that are so scared of voicing an independent opinion. Right? We can't even break out of a two-party system. I sorry if that gets too deep. I should probably shut up and
Well, I think
just
we have different representatives from different country here. I think. Well, I represent a couple of countries: Puerto Rico, the U.S., and Mexico. And Alberto represents Argentina, I believe. And
That was a punch down, very down. No, no, disqualify Uruguay.
Uruguay, Uruguay,
right,
yeah,
right. But
Uruguay.
I'm also from the U.S. who could identify terrorists, which are actually rebellions against other governments that the U.S. disagrees with, right? And I see that, right? But
And where is
most people
Batman
don't
from?
see that.
Batman is from India.
No,
No?
no, no. I'm not from India.
Correct me.
Okay, that answers your question. I mean, she told you she's not from India, and she didn't say anything else. So that shows that her privacy settings are
Oh,
release location. Do not disclose. This not disclosure.
I apologize. I apologize. I do respect your
No, no,
privacy.
no, no. It's no, no. It's okay. It was just a point that I pointed out. Yeah, it was like most of the people would ask, "Okay, India, no," and they would keep trying until like, "What is it? I guess game." I mean, the person could you could ask perfectly, "Where are you from?" Not, "Are you okay?" That was an amazing way of asking, respecting the privacy of the person. Guess trying to
Right,
guess and
but even being a U.S. technician that deployed multiple solutions across multiple countries, like I'm sorry, like India accepts chaos. more than any other intelligent type of community that I've ever run into where we've ever deployed solutions. And albeit it was only in 16 different countries, but man, India was the first, right? Um, and their adoption of chaos and the fact that they have actually been invaded but never conquered is a matter of history.
Yeah, but I believe that every country has they have their right to be prideful, and for it's like if we say, let's say Russia or North Korea or whatever other countries say, well, we believe that we have the best government, the best economy. Why don't the other nations come and join us? That won't. I don't think that will ever happen. And I think that every country is a separate country for that reason. Diversity is key. If we didn't have diversity,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Man, and just don't forget, right? Like France is the government that has been overthrown by its population more than any other government that's ever existed on Earth. And yet, America was adopted off of some of the fundamental beliefs off of the previous French Revolution before it came into existence. I I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking too deep, man. But that's the whole thing, man. Is like, how do we define a global standard of how we interact with each other and what we feel is murder? And when do we stop allowing governments to wage war, to violate all the laws that any country has ever accepted in a forceful takeover? I like.
I don't know, Batman. What do you opina? What? Help me, Albert. Opina. What do you suggest?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, but she speaks English.
yeah, no, but
She
I
can
got
she
the
understand.
opina part. Opina means opinion, right? Yeah.
Suggest.
So
What's your
yeah,
opinion? Yes.
yeah. So my opinion would be, I think, I think it's just about, it's a power game. Um, you know, um, and whoever has the power, whoever uh, wants to impose themselves as a country on other countries. It has been always like that, and that's why, like, you see so many revolutions in terms of your history, um, yeah, and then, like, people resisting. So yeah, so a part of my work, or a side thing is, yes, I do ask uh, relevant questions to the very people who are in power. Of course, I do it in my own way, but then I ask them, like, where is the proper power distribution? Because uh, what I see is just one section of the society having tremendous amount of power, while the majority suffers. The majority is, like, even the people who were good enough before, they are touching the poverty line. Why? What changed? So it matters, like, it matters what people at the top, like the people that we choose, right? In terms of selecting politicians or the government officials, we have given them the power, and then these people, they are sort of using it against us. It's a shame. It's a shame that things are happening that way. Um Having said that, every country must address to their own interests first, um, what they stand for, what their constitution stands for, and that should be like, the red line for others to follow, because you need a certain framework as well, and that's why constitutions are created, so that you always, no matter like, how chaotic situations get, and things get chaotic, especially at times of war, but you always must have some sort of text to go back to, some constitutions to uplift. uh, yeah, and constitutions are, of countries, they're gonna save the countries, because they're gonna, um, make them think about uh, what they stand for. Sometimes people forget. Yeah, go on, Nanon.
Man, I almost feel like I should leave the space and just let the conversation continue. But at the same time, democracy can lead to mob rule, right? And that is the thing, right? When there is enough wealth in a country, right, we can share wealth between each other and keep the entire population alive, if we are wealthy enough, right? But if we are a struggling nation and we can't make ends meet, right? Democracy kind of promotes businesses to eke out their own futures, but it is always at the sacrifice of the least enabled citizens to participate in the system. So we are now in the face of the fourth industrial revolution, where AI and robotics can actually generate wealth with no human labor involved. And a democracy is actually the most dangerous thing facing human society moving forward if human labor is no longer required, right? Socialism, the means to share wealth between a population that is benefiting from financial gains, is.
Did we lose him, Batman? Is he speaking?
I can't hear Unknown.
If we hit the required.
No, I couldn't hear the last part that you said. Sorry. By the way, I have to say hi to
I
Bryce.
was muted,
Yeah.
and I was stating something about the fourth industrial revolution, and man, I, if that was muted, maybe I should shut up just to make sure that you can continue talking, because you were on the right path.
No, no, don't apologize for anything. I just couldn't listen, and I was wondering whether the problem was on your side or on my side or Twitter. So don't apologize. I would like to say hi to Bryce. I was watching. Bryce created a great interview about my
And
my
I
my
don't hear
story.
anything anymore. Maybe I
Okay,
got
okay.
disconnected.
Batman, can you talk to him to say if he can hear you,
Yeah, Unknown, can
Batman?
you hear me? Am I audible?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right. So
Tell
your
him to
voice,
go
yeah,
to listen.
your voice was breaking up, so we couldn't catch up the last part. And no, nobody muted you.
Yeah,
That does not happen on
tell
Alberto Space at all. Nobody mutes anyone.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, no. Tell him to go to listener and come back to speaker. That will solve the problem.
So I
All right.
was actually going
I
into
don't.
detail about.
Yeah. Are you? Because Alberto was speaking, so are you able to hear everyone, including Alberto? If not, then there's a glitch on Twitter nowadays.
No,
On
no,
X.
no, no, no.
All right.
I'll leave and rejoin.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was to do. Yeah, Bryce, hello, Bryce. Great interview me like 4 weeks ago. I was watching the numbers. I was like having almost 5,000 impressions on the original tweet that you made about
Yeah.
it. Yeah, and I saw the tweet of Benny. and I love that. I hear it again. The interview
Oh,
was
great.
great. So thank you, Bryce. I really love it. Any feedback from the listener?
Yeah.
I really
Well, I
enjoyed.
mean, our numbers are pretty good. I mean, it's trending a little bit higher than our normal episode, but I think it'll, other people who support you, just like with Radio Uninvited, it kind of did better over time too. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's doing fine. It's doing fine. It's not huge, but it's better than the average. So, but you didn't get a chance to even push it out and tell people know about it who know about you and other platforms. I don't know.
Yeah, that is part of my marketing kit, creating my personal brand in Alberto Hill. That is part of my marketing kit, so it counts. Doesn't matter whether only one person heard it. That is not one person because I have an idea. Yeah, I know that you are doing not wonderfully, but you are
No,
on
no,
your
no. It's
way
doing fine.
to be really
Yeah,
good.
it's doing fine. But we
Yeah,
think over time it'll just like with the other interview that over time it'll show up even more that way. That was kind of what happened.
yeah,
Episode. Yeah.
yeah. Absolutely. Thank you. I would like to say hi to Arrogance.
Hey Alberto, just quickly wanted to say hello to Alberto, Batman, Bryce, and everybody else in the room. I just loved the title, Everything But the Girl, my favorite band. So I just wanted to come up and say what's
Oh,
up.
missing. Okay, tell me, miss,
Missing
because
you,
okay,
yes,
people.
dude. What's up, my
Yeah,
brother?
okay, that was
You know what's
girl. I've
up?
been missing
You
you.
know, I
Yeah.
charmed the ladies with that song. I'm an asshole, but what can I say? I leverage everything I can.
Well, I was telling the Batman that all the name of the spaces that people camp, some people freaking out because they think I'm about to commit suicide when I put some lyrics from some songs. No, it's all about music because I don't know uh, what to put in the name of the space. But yeah, I mean, it's all about music and it's just everything but the girl. It was going to be everything but cybersecurity. But I said, no, everything about the girl. And,
Oh,
and
somebody stole my
what
thunder.
things,
Who is stealing my thunder? Because I was gonna play that song.
and I miss you like the weather miss the rain,
Yes,
and I'm missing
yes.
you so well. That was I was hearing the song for hours and hours in the 90s, in probably in a disc, in a CD, or maybe in a tape. And Mr. Rain, and I miss you. Yeah, thank you, Arrogante. Yeah. Yeah, that's my the part you didn't know of me, Bryce. This is the non Guns N' Roses part
Yeah.
of Welcome to the Jungle, Bryce. You're gonna
Yeah,
die.
yeah, no, Alberto, I know his love for heavy metal. I didn't know he was singing these other songs. So
You know, it's
I'm I'm
what's
pretty.
amazing is like this is the boys' club. We can talk all about being romantic with the ladies and share notes and stuff.
Hello.
I don't know. Batman isn't a man. I don't
Oops,
think.
my bad.
Hey, you almost blew it for the guys club. Don't that's the first rule of guys club. Don't talk about guys club.
Rule number two is to not talk about fight club. No, it's a fight men's club. Fight. What's the name? What word? I don't know. Okay. Fight. Okay. Fight. I don't know. What was the name? Wild boys. I don't know. You put the name, Bryce. You are the good one with the name. Fight Speedo guys with I don't know
That's
with
good.
every club.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no speedo stuff, my brother. No speedo stuff.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
I
Yeah,
heard.
no speedos. I'm not. I refuse to that.
I heard that Alberto's going to get officially married on the beaches of Uruguay in a speedo. That's what I heard.
Wow, the news fly. Wow, so far I cannot deny that the information is inaccurate. So far, I'm amazed by how information, not only bad news, spreads quickly, also good news spreads quickly. And somebody was telling me earlier, minutes ago, that Alberto, you sound very happy. You sound so happy, and I was telling that person, yeah, I am happy. Guess why? I am not saying who it was. Amy, how are you? It wasn't you.
So have I just entered Alberto's gentleman's club? Is it Fight Club Batman? What's going on?
Oh, the rule is that you have to fight in the first night you are in the fight club. You have to
I
fight.
can't believe you said that, Alberto. I can't believe you said that to me. I'm so angry with you. Let's have a fight.
No, no, you don't have to fight
Yeah,
here.
Ami,
If
toughen
you
up.
start fighting, I will close the room. I will close the room and I leave. So don't fight.
Actually, Alberto, I think Ami will take you in a heartbeat. She doesn't really need to try that hard, bro.
Yeah. So what are you up to, Bryce? How was your stoic space today,
Oh,
Saturday? That is
it's
day day.
it's all right. It didn't pull that. We usually get between 1 and 200 that come in. It was a little bit lighter today. I think it's because of the weekend, Father's Day weekend, and that type of thing. But yeah, it was good. It was a good conversation, and yeah, the people had good participation. Eventually filled up and got okay over time. But yeah, it was good stuff.
Oh, I'm glad to hear. Amy, what are you up to? Were you able to actually move from your place and find a quieter place than the place you were staying that was, for your description, a nightmare? Or yeah, it was a very uncomfortable place to be.
No, yeah, I'm still here, but the landlord is trying his best. He's scared of me now because when I send emails, I CC everyone. I just I CC my support worker, I CC my social worker, I CC and everyone who's in my care network. I CC them, and I'm like, dear landlord, take a look at the picture. Please find attached. The ceiling collapsed. Have a lovely weekend. Sincerely, go fuck yourself. Just kidding. No, I don't say that at the end of the
So
email.
for
Um,
anybody in the room, if you want to get messed up, get on the bad side of Ami. All right.
No, no, no. If you
uh,
really want to make an impact, research the company that is employing him and CC the members of the company that are publicly available.
yeah, that would get him fired. Or this building would get demolished because it's a really old building and they're trying to preserve it with refurbishments, which requires tenants that are paying rent, like myself. And if we all decide to leave and find greener pastures somewhere better, then, you know, they're going to have to hustle their way into convincing someone to move into a place that
But
should really, it's not up to code, basically. Yeah.
and that's why you need to have some kind of historical significant and where you're existing to fight that in the court of law. And that is kind of sad, right? But that is the understand did loop out, right? Is that you are either a part of a low income community or you are part of a historical building that cannot be torn down and turned into something else, right?
Yeah, they're trying to avoid tearing it down at every cost. It probably would save them a lot of money though if they did. But the problem is currently in London, there's a housing crisis. There's a population crisis. Young people who are coming out of university, coming into the workforce, are struggling to find places to live. And you've also got London is already a very densely populated city, and there's severe homelessness. So they would like to avoid tearing down buildings if they can find people who are willing to live in them. I chose this place because it was affordable, not because it was a palace, because I'm saving for something better. So I'll stick it out probably for as long as I can, but I am actively looking at other options. So to answer your question, Alberto, I've got some viewings lined up. Fingers crossed, touch wood, throw salt over your shoulder, pray to the heavens, the universe, whatever. Wish me luck. Thanks.
Hey,
Good
Ami,
luck. Good luck. You don't need luck, but you will be lucky. Yeah. Go ahead and
no,
arrogante,
I
and
just
then unknown
yeah, I
story.
just quickly wanted to say, I love London. I've been there, and it just breaks my heart to see what's going on. But say la vie, what you gonna do? That's all I have to say. Thank
Oh,
you.
je ne parle pas français is what I was thinking when trying to figure out whether to go to Belgium or not. Dutch, no. French, no. But Tel Aviv said, no, that's okay. Never mind. Go ahead, unknown.
But that's one of the things you have to fight, right? These are structures that were built before common standards were in place. But that's one of the powers of legislation. That's one of the powers of new building standards, is they can actually put at risk classic structures and actually force displacement through adoption of new standards. I right? So like when that building was built, it met all the standards of the day and it was adopted by the government and you invested. But now the government changed the rules. And that's one of the things you can't forget is the government
Unknown.
changed the
The
rules
government
and
is the
that's what
problem at this point.
devalued the property. Not that it's necessarily more dangerous, it's that now the government thinks that it was built substandard compared to current modern building standards,
But
right?
don't you
But
think, unknown, that at this point government is the problem?
that is the difficulty is how do you gain representation and how do you accept risk, right? And should we be treated like adults that accept the risk that we live in a building that was built 100 years ago that is substandard construction compared to what is commonly allowed by law, and do we maintain those assets, or do we allow government to say, hey, you're a kid, you don't have a right to decide where you live, that building was built to substandard specifications than what we came up with last year, and now the government believes that for your own safety that building should be torn down, and you should lose like a lot of your life investment, um, because that structure is no longer found acceptable by society. This is the same thing as our beliefs. This is the same fight we have. Okay, sorry, I don't want to go too far. I'll shut up.
No, I hear what you're saying, man. But yeah.
Could I get a recap? Because I've lived in
Yeah.
100-year-old buildings, 300-year-old buildings, 5-year-old
Hi,
buildings.
Shima.
Hi, everybody, by the way.
Yeah. Hi. Welcome, Shima. Long time
Hi,
no speak.
Alberto. How are
Yeah,
you?
of course. I especially building from Italy so far. I know you love that. Yeah.
I know I should be more gracious to the host, but I'm just curious because
Casa es tu
buildings
casa. No need.
can be brought up to standard.
Yeah, no, mi casa es tu casa. No need for formalities here, Shima.
Probably one of the more common aspects is changing in zoning laws, right? The government even allows changes to rezoning certain areas from being residential to commercial, right? They can force you out of your
Or mixed
home
use.
because they
Uh,
adopt new laws, right? But that's the thing. These people invested in these properties, and
yes,
they
I've
stake
invested
their
in
life
properties.
upon living there, and now new laws make them actually unlivable structures, not based on when they were built, but
Okay.
a fraction of representation that tries to change the laws could actually make your property condemned, right? Not fit to live in, through
Could
no
you
fault
give
of
me a
your own, but
specific
through
or
change of
a
laws.
something like to latch onto? Because I mean, I've lived in Los Angeles, I've lived in New York, I've lived in a lot of places, Texas. I mean, never had a building condemned. Orange County, California. I mean, certainly if there's an earthquake, that can cause some red tags, but um, there's a lot of the building standards are pretty high. I mean, and I also went
But
to
how long
the
have
third
you
oldest
actually
college in the United
stayed?
States.
You actually sound like kind of a nomad like me. Have you actually stayed in any of these public buildings beyond 5 years?
They're not public buildings; they're homes and in mixed use areas. Yes, I am older than you might think I am. And yes, I've lived a lot of places. I lived in Los Angeles
So
for almost 10
I know I
years.
sound young. I'm 45 myself. That's not too old, but I'm not like 20 something, kind of like some people
Yeah,
seem.
no, I'm just saying that I of a similar age, and I know a lot of people who own in across the country, and I'm not. You're not familiar to me, except in extreme circumstances like the earthquake in '93 in northern Orange County, southern Los Angeles, which did create damaged houses that people had to leave. But there is insurance. I mean, it was 1993 too, so.
Insurance doesn't cover substandard construction that was later proven illegal.
I don't think generally whether you're renting or you're purchasing, I mean, there's processes that people have to go through to legally do either of those things. I mean, yeah, I mean, yes, if you're living in some place that isn't legally available, I guess. But the building I lived in Los Angeles, downtown Los Angeles, was 100 years old, um, and it was fine. I mean, I went through like a 5 point something earthquake, low fives, 5.4. Um, Another building I lived in downtown LA, same thing. I mean, also over over 100 years. One was a rental, one I purchased. I mean, you really can't let people. I mean, unless you're a scuzzy landlord, and that's up to the landlord. And I mean, you can't say Los Angeles is an underrated place. Trust me.
So like
I went to some
every
city
third
council
second
meetings.
you're speaking, it's cutting out. Anybody else?
Oh, do I need to come back?
Yeah, 100% probably. I don't know, Batman, Bryce, or Amy, or
Yep.
Arrogante.
There
Yeah,
was a connection
yeah,
issue.
yeah. If you
Yeah,
can please leave Fatima.
just the last part, but yeah, it
Yeah,
was perfect like throughout, but just the last part, yeah.
yeah. Drop to listen, and we'll bring you
Is it
back.
is it better now? Is this
Yep,
good?
yep, yep. That is it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So, California, Los Angeles County is not an undertaxed or underregulated place. So, I mean, are there places where there are probably some less than ideal building? Maybe. But were things falling down all over the place? No, not at all.
I, but of the houses and structures that could be sold for like a 2 bedroom, what does a 2 bedroom cost in those areas that you're quoting right now today?
Um, I don't know. I sold in 2013. 2013. Um, and it is obviously downtown Los Angeles is near the Civic Center. It is very urban.
So the
So it
last
was mostly
personal
loft living.
property you owned was 2013. How much did you sell it for? Was it under 300,000?
No, 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 not at all.
No
I,
comment.
Um,
I,
No comment because
but like
it it
the
it was
same
it
reason.
was it was it was 600 square feet. It was on 6th and Spring, ninth floor. I sold it for uh let's just say over 350 and paid uh 220.
So man, like even having a property that could be sold for more than $350,000 is something that even within the United States isn't experienced outside of California and New York.
I don't think that's entirely true. Uh, I mean, certainly it depends on where you are in the country, and but uh, there are housing 320. I think is the average house, like single family
But man,
or townhome.
even with over
Batman, please.
$100,000, you could retire in a third world country and be considered one of the richest people in the nation.
Have you been to a third world country?
Yes.
Because I've been to a second world country, and there's not electricity all day every day.
But if you have enough investment, all you need is like $20,000 in solar panels and batteries, and then you have your own electricity. You don't even need to connect to the grid.
You can't brush your teeth with water. I mean, this was not a backpacking trip either. This was a business trip. But Batman, you've had your hand.
I
I hope.
so
Keep
so,
going.
so yeah, like you have an offense at baking soda instead of fluoride-based toothpaste.
I'm just going to interject
I'm
very quickly,
actually
if you
an
don't
American,
mind.
and I like being in the U.S.
I'm just going to
as
interject.
I like living here.
Sure,
Sorry,
Amy.
Gemma.
Yeah,
Amy,
I
go
mean,
ahead. Amy.
yeah,
Sorry.
as the co-host of the space, I mean, I have some responsibility to moderate the space and also respect that there are other speakers who might want to talk about something else. And let me just say the hard thing because it's always difficult to say the hard thing. Go ahead, Amy. It's not a Q&A session for sure. Go ahead, Amy.
Yeah, and if we could just be careful about offering advice, that would be great. So, earlier Alberto asked me a question, just to keep you up in the loop. I don't know if you missed some of the audio when you were coming up as speaker, Gemma, but basically, right before you came up as speaker, Alberto was just asking me how my house hunting was going because I'm looking for a new place, and I'm currently living in what used to be a general practice surgery, GP surgery, but it looks like the same size as a house, if that makes sense. And they just converted the rooms and offices into kitchens and bedrooms and bathrooms and things like that. So that was what we were discussing. I want to ask Batman how their weekend is going so far. I love your profile pics so much.
They are all they're all AI generated, but thank you, Amy. My weekend, the
It's not
current weekend,
a come on. It's not a Shima. That's a true. I can certify that an original image of Shima.
only a few people here know that I'm a kid, so it's okay. So, uh, 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 I mean, not kid, but like kid the way you guys would view me, but like you know, um, uh, it's going fantastic, Amy. I mean, now that you're asking, I think after ages, uh, I have experienced such a nice, like, Saturday, the way I imagined. Um, yeah, yeah. So it's all good. It's all lovely. It's all like very calm, and I hope things become better. But today was a good day. Yeah, and I'm also looking forward to the rest of the day. Like the day hasn't ended for me yet, so I'm looking forward to the rest of the day as well. Just joined Alberto's space, and then you came in, and I was on your space, like if you remember. I came as a listener, and you guys were uh, enjoying a match, I guess. So I was listening, and it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah,
Go
Euro
ahead.
2024. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry. Thanks,
It's okay. It's
Batman.
okay.
And
It's okay.
I, I want to be Robin. I want to be your Robin. Okay, I'm done. Thank you.
Yes, the slot is open. Yeah, so I'll share more about it later on. Yeah, go on, Unknown.
Man, and I almost hate to say this, but just coming out of California from selling off one property and trying to go to the next, like, do you have funding going beyond like $300,000 to like find the next thing? Like, even coming out of a one bedroom home in California in
I'm not
general.
in California. Look at my profile before
I no
you
no no.
assume.
Sorry, I maybe I caught one of the previous references. But that's the thing, man. I like you could even get a mansion, like 5 bedrooms plus, in some third world countries for less than $40,000. And that's one of the dichotomies a lot of people don't realize.
I mean, that's an option for you. That's not an option for me. But I think this is kind of a boring subject. But I do wish you, Ami, the best of luck in finding a new. Because you get to buy like kitchen stuff
So,
and
so
have your own
great,
kitchen. And
greater than half of what you're saying is dropped.
I this isn't a real estate investment group,
No, yeah, we try
and
Roxy and no Chatki. No, no, I know I could perfectly hear Shimo what she was saying. Maybe if you drop down to listener and come back, it would solve. But in my by my side, I could hear her perfectly.
will do.
Wow, my English is that bad. I told Shima, I told Unknown to drop to listener, not Shima. Oh my God, I need to improve my English.
I
Uh,
am I still coming in okay? I like I feel like arguing. I'm trying to hold myself back, but
can I ask you a question if you allow me, Unknown?
go for it.
Why do you feel the need to argue?
There is so much difference in value, even in property rights. It's almost incomprehensible to somebody living within the United States that they could even buy a house for less than $100,000, no matter where they live in the United States. But in California, the average property value of even like a one bedroom apartment that you would actually have an option to buy is currently valued beyond like $400,000. Can you
Okay.
imagine spending $400,000 for a residence in Mexico? How many rooms would that get you? Would that just be a one room apartment?
Yeah, but then, you have to look at an overall picture. So all the people who are living in the US right now or buying houses in the US, um, or even in the UK for that matter, are they only looking at one aspect? No. It also depends on the kind of government that is over there. And let me tell you that the way the governments function in the second and the third world country, it's a mess. It's a mess. So it's not just about, like, having a property in a second world or a third world. It's more about the opportunities, like, first of all, having your rights, right? Having your basic human rights, and then the second thing is mobility, especially for women. So yeah, it's a big problem. That's why I feel like there's a big disconnect between the first world and the second world and the third world. Uh, Mobility is a big issue, even in today's era. We are in 2024. Mobility is a big time issue for women. So, do they deserve it? No, they absolutely do not deserve it. Uh, can they move out to a better place? Yes, absolutely, because if the world is an open place for everybody, then that rule applies to them as well. That's that. Yeah. So, um, where shall we go? We did not speak to Bryce at all today. He was speaking about Father's Day, and yes, today was Father's Day. And yeah, I wish my father happy Father's Day. And then, he sent me. He's trying to keep up. He sent me an emoji. Yeah. So
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, here it wasn't, but you know what? Early, well, I went to I went to the dentist, to the oculist today, and then I went to my mother. And my mother was very nostalgic. She was showing me pictures, from when, well, she's at 71 now, and she showed me the picture of the moment she met my father. My mother is from Paraguay. She moved to Uruguay because he met my father in one trip where she was having being treated for certain problem in her health that can only be treated here. And in one of those trips, she met my father. And after a month they were married. She was living here in Uruguay. She was showing me those pictures, and I was looking at my father. Yeah, it was really, really nostalgic today,
they got
talking about
married.
my
I'm
father.
sorry if I'm trying to be too intrusive. They got
Yeah,
married within a month.
with yeah, actually they met in December of 20 in December of 1974, and they were married in January of 1975, and I was married in October of 1975. Yeah, and they were married for 41 years until that passed away in 2015, December the 8th. Yeah, they spent their whole life together. It was a beautiful love story that, yeah, people can be together forever, and my mom still misses him a lot. I mean, yeah, yeah.
Wonderful. Now just imagine, like, two people meeting and
I-
getting married
ima-
within a month, like in today's
yeah,
time. So
imagine what we were discussing at the beginning, the long distance relationships, and all the problems, all the things that one have to struggle with, all the sacrifices one to have to make, all the things that you have to the trade off, all the problems that you have to struggle with, and and I never believe in marriage actually. But despite of having that example of two people that love each other, well, they have me. I mean, my mother got pregnant only a month or a month or so after they got married, and yeah, I was in a family where divorce or separation was never on the table. It was a very balanced environment that I grew in, which I don't understand why I have so many troubles in my mind and my brain and in my life. I mean, that was is truly not got DNA. No, just kidding. Yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful example of a marriage that can work. And my mother actually was asking me today during we were having lunch. Did you actually ever heard us arguing hard with and he said the name of that with that, and I told her no. I mean, they have their differences. They have things that, yeah, they discuss and many things. They have to decide things when one was thinking in certain way and the other in another, but that never led to aggressivity, yeah, to try to raising the voice even. It was amazing. It was really, they gave me a good example. Yeah, it was beautiful. I cannot complain. Yeah, my mother, I love her to death. She's the only one I have right now. I miss my father, but okay, I learned a lot from him. I'm grateful for everything he gave me. He couldn't have given me more. He was an amazing father. He's now not suffering anymore. He went through a long process where it was not nice seeing him slowly vanishing. But yeah, everything is okay now, and it's funny that you mentioned that about Father's Day.
Lovely.
I'd like to apologize to Batman, Alberto, Ami, everyone for being argumentative with uh the person who
Oh,
left.
oh, oh, no, no, no,
Yeah.
no, no,
I
no,
I
not at
I
all.
didn't mean to like raise
No,
the
no, no, no,
temperature. I
not at
was
all. You're just trying to clarify so many things.
I just
I
wanted to
felt
ground the
bad.
conversation in reality. But yes, I appreciate you, and but yes, I was probably
Nothing to apologize, Shima. I
reactive.
understand.
No,
I
I
understand
always
you,
have
Shima. I'm
this.
the
Yeah, I will have this understanding, and if Alberto is hearing me out, then women are slightly more emotionally intelligent than men. They know exactly what's happening in the situation, and they sort of try to navigate their way through it, and they do it smartly. And for that, I would like to appreciate you, Gemma. So you don't have to apologize to me at all.
I apologize I love all of the women here. They're amazing. If it wasn't because of you, I can't imagine the world. So Lee, Bryce, and me, we are sorry for being men. We apologize for being men. But yeah, thank woman for being you. We we wouldn't know what the world would be without you. No, I'm just
You're good
not kidding.
men. Don't
Really, you are
apologize for being a
amazing.
man. You're
Oh
good
no, I
men.
do apologize. I'm not very sure of being a man. I have my doubts, Sima. I have to trust. Just kidding, just kidding, just kidding. Let's delete this. I have to delete this recording. I'm getting in trouble already.
Well, sometimes I think I'm part cat, so I mean I'm not entirely sure anything. By the way, if you're looking for a Catwoman, call me Batman.
Uh,
Well,
I mean, there are better days and worse days as far as adulting goes.
well, I just want to say that I won't say much, but I'm just trying to navigate my way through, well, there is a Catwoman, there isn't a Catwoman, so yeah, I'm just somewhere in the middle right now. So, so, yeah, so yeah, but I would like to go back to Amy. Amy, you write so you're a beautiful writer, and the way you uh, bring emotions to your writing. uh, I have heard I've heard you twice, so if you have written anything that you would like to share with us like today, that would be great. Yeah, that would be awesome.
I'd be delighted. Anything for Batman.
yeah, no, I mean, and we haven't spoken for some weeks now. I took some break from here from Twitter, but with you when you came in a space and we're alone, what is all about? Singing, poems, reading, yeah. So more than welcome you are, Amy.
Oh, thanks. And I love doing story time with Alberto. I'm looking forward to our next story time game. If you ever want to do that in a space anytime soon, I'll be up for that for sure. Okay, so This poem is called. Oh, should we have? Oh, I know which one I'll read. Should we, Alberto? Shall I read The Lighthouse or Summer is Over? Because you've heard both of those.
Summer is over. I mean, it has a yeah. Summer is over. I don't want to explain you the reason why, but you already remember that song had a name that reminded me of something. So yeah, summer. The summer. Yeah, that one of the summer gone, gone, gone.
Okay, even though summer has technically just started, this poem is called Summer is Over. Summer.
But
Oh, sorry, go on.
sorry. Go ahead. Sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No. I made a mistake and I muted myself. It was my fault. My bad.
Thank you for asking me to do this, Batman. This poem is called Autumn or Summer is Over. Summer is over. The leaves that once pierced her sun-baked skin, underneath the weight of him, no longer melt into the earth, but crush and crack these dying leaves, whose colours have now changed. Who is to blame? The sky asks. Who is to blame? The sky asks, as it laments the coming of autumn, whose tears say, Heaven, God, and all their angels, they are not ready for the long, cold nights that too soon draw close to this soft bosom. But, like fire that cools, water that disappears into the air,
It's not my fault. It's not my fault because they want to blow each other up.
like innocence, youth, joy, and passion, like the last few days of summer that cling so tightly to September, or the cool light of the moon that fades away into darkness
In the next
behind
animation, wouldn't it?
swift
On the next
clouds.
animation. Yeah. It
Nothing
will.
lasts
It'll work.
forever.
It'll work. When I say what I
Eventually,
have to say.
the evening
Hello.
must come to
Amy,
an end.
just give
Well,
me a
actually,
moment.
this is
Just give me a
here.
moment. Yes,
Sorry.
Pat. What? Yeah.
Sorry.
So sorry. I'm actually
What
removing
was
you
I
from the
doing there? Was I
speakers.
recruiting people? Was I recruiting people for the next?
Go on,
I'm
Amy.
sorry. I wasn't looking at that. Who? Sorry. Who was it, by the way? Was Lee? I couldn't hear.
The
It was some
evening,
What?
Pat account. Go ahead, Amy. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, Batman.
the evening must come to an end. Nothing lasts forever. We will goodbye softly, or howl it at the moon in a fit of wild regret. Nothing is constant. Too soon does this night end. But as I walk away slower, with my head turned over my shoulder, I know I will think of you. And when I think of you, I will think of a familiar hand, the hand that slowly guides a pen across a dark sheet, creating a map somewhere unknown, undiscovered, and untouched by man. And that wicked hand. I will think of this pen, the pen that quietly strokes the page, caressing it with tender words to reveal something so sweet, so soft, and so pure from deep within its core. And then I think of how it must soon withdraw. But hear me, gentle pen. Never is your song unfinished, and never is it incomplete. I hear it still, and with my heart this rhythm beats. Though its length was short, though your style of script rough, I can tell myself now It is enough. Time has no meaning here. I will ignore the passing of our last hour. Yes, in that very last hour, I am turning my back to the clock, and all that matters is the mark left on the neck of this dark page, scented by the perfume of two and that warm green under the tree of our private Eden. And like this scent, oh dear pen, how you have left something of yours on me, in me, with me, under this veil. It is here, resting on my tongue, your bittersweet song sung. And I will always remember these words with a warm and content smile. Until we meet again. À bientôt.
Lovely, lovely, Amy. And I'm sorry, I'm so sorry
That was beautiful, Amy. That
for yeah,
was lovely.
for that interruption. Clearly I did not know that that person would come on the mic, and where I removed him from the speakers. So one thing is your writing style, and the other is the way you read, right? You pour in so much into your words, like through your voice, and it's not everybody who's able to write uh, is able to do that. So when I first heard you, I actually um, thought maybe um, you are a singer, but then it was just like you then you just shared your writings and all. So yeah, it's always lovely, and thank you for taking out your time and sharing uh, with us. uh, yeah, brings a lot of, I don't know, calmness, uh, uh, yeah, within the space. So trust me, all of us are looking for that. Yeah, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you very much, Amy. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you, Amy.
guys.
It was
Thank
beautiful.
Oh, you guys are too kind, far too kind. And thank you, Breeze, for reminding me that it's Father's Day tomorrow. I set an alarm to call my dad when you said that. I don't have the best relationship with my parents, but usually I only speak to my dad if I'm on the phone with my mother and he happens to be in the living room where they live. Um, I called earlier to see if he was watching the football because Italy were playing against Albania, and my father's Somali. That was an Italian colony. I just rang my mum and said, "Tell Dad to put it on BBC One," and she's like, "Why?" And I said, "Just tell him." Just in case they lost, I wanted him to relish, but they did phenomenally well. I'm sure he enjoyed that too, because he speaks Italian. Yeah.
A while ago, Amy, Alberto was saying something in a very different language. Alberto, was that Spanish or Italian? Like I did not know that this guy knows. So Alberto, I think he's back. Like he has made peace with Alexa again, so that's why he's not listening. So or maybe uh who knows? Who knows? It's not Alexa. So yeah. Okay, our host is officially gone. Gone. Alberto, I cannot manage the space alone. Dude, come back. Where are you?
Don't
Oh,
worry,
you can
Batman.
I
handle
was
it.
Robin's
writing a
here.
book.
You can handle it,
I was writing
Batman.
a book.
You're
I was
Batman.
writing a book for
You're
Shima,
Batman.
the broken genius just for Shima. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What did you say?
Oh my god.
Oh my
Goodness
God!
me!
Yeah,
For a while, I thought
I'm broken senior.
you made peace. For a while, I thought you made peace with that robot Alexa again, and I was yeah. For a microsecond, I was so scared
Yeah, don't
that
worry.
oh.
I was just really distracted, but it's okay. Don't Not a big deal. It's okay. Don't worry. Everything fine. Amy, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, this is the casting call, okay? You guys ready? Batman is Batman. Alberto, you're the Joker. Gemma is Catwoman. I'm Robin. We need to cast Breeze,
Breeze or
Lee,
Bryce is
Kelly, and
Alfred.
Lamar.
Alfred is Breeze or Bryce, whatever you want to call him. I prefer to call him
I know.
Danny. Danny.
I don't correct her anymore because I just think it's fun. She's the only one. I've never been called Brees by anybody else, but it's a possibility, right? But it's Bryce with an I. But no, I still like. No, thank you. I'll
But
take it.
for me, you're honey, Bryce. I love you forever. So you're Bryce for
Oh
me.
yeah, yeah. We have a special
What
relationship. Yeah,
boys? What boys?
that's right. Hey, I was here. I mean, to check your DMs, Alberto, when you have a chance.
Yeah, I will do it right now. Yep, I will do it right now.
Yeah, but it's all good. Yeah, that would be good. I'll do a Marvel film. Sign me up. Pay me up front though.
Like, it's actually DC Comics. Don't say that in front of
Oh,
Marvel
that's right. I'm
fans.
sorry. That's right. This is true.
The
That's a good point.
Marvel fans will go crazy. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Batman is not a Marvel character, nor is Superman or Wonder Woman. Yeah, I know. I know the key players.
Well, deep inside, I mean, yeah, that's the aura, but deep inside, I'm a Peter Parker. So yeah, not Spider-Man, but yeah, Peter Parker for sure.
Oh, you like it.
Um,
Now which Spider now which Peter Parker do you like? Do you like the Tobey Maguire Peter Parker, or there's like four of them now, right? So many of them.
well, it's been Toby Maguire throughout. There are like other Spider-Mans as well, and Peter Parkers, but the way like he is represented Peter Parker. I'm talking about Tobey Maguire. I mean, he that was like my first memory of seeing Spider-Man on the screen, and this guy becomes Spider-Man. Peter Parker becomes Spider-Man. So yeah, it was always Tobey Maguire, hands down. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched. Actually, I tried to watch. I think it's called The Amazing Spider-Man. It's one of the newer ones, but it's hard to invest in
I
that.
couldn't I couldn't relate to Andrew Garfield. Of course, he did a
Right.
really good job, like as Spider-Man, but no, you know, so Spider-Man should be like, or even Batman for that matter. But I do get the rich part, and yeah, people hate Batman because of their right reasons. That guy's too rich, too rich. So
Yeah, but
honestly, when I
but it's a
yeah.
rich guy doing altruistic stuff. I mean, in a weird way, but he's using his wealth for good, right? So that's a good story. So,
And he's not superhuman.
no,
He's just
that's right.
which is interesting, which makes him ethically interesting because he's choosing to endanger himself because it's not like he really has superpowers. He's just and his wealth isn't a superpower. Obviously, no one's is.
Ah, that's a good point. Yeah,
So he's choosing to bring justice
it's kind of like Tony Stark, right?
into the world. Into Gotham, I guess it's a small part of the world.
Same thing with Iron Man, right? Just a rich guy. He has no powers.
Yeah, but I don't know if you necessarily have to be rich.
Well, I mean, Iron Man has to. Tony Stark. I think Tony Stark's richer.
I mean,
That's a good question. Who is richer, Tony Stark or Bruce Wayne? That's a tough one.
oh, Tony
I
Stark
think
because he made stuff.
Tony Stark. Yeah.
He was richer.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, he made weapons. So yeah, definitely by probably several magnitudes.
Yeah, it could be. That's a good point. I never really thought about it just till now, but there was one cool Spider-Man that I did watch maybe about 6 months ago, where it was kind of like a Spider-Man Generations. There was some It was kind of a nutty time travel thing, but like all the Spider-Mans actually ran into each other from like the different timelines. It's like one of those time travel theories, and so the Tobey Maguire Peter Parker met the other two or the other three. I don't know if anybody saw that. I forget what it was called. Like No Way Home. That's it. Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah, yeah. No Way Home, and the previous one was Far From Home, and then it was all, yeah. So it all comes
Yeah,
down to home. Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. That was pretty good. Actually, the good quick. This is how I kind of uh, judge people, right? It's like you say, well, like which is your favorite Batman? So we'll go around. Like, so Batman, which is your favorite Who played? Who was your person?
well, I would say that the least favorite choice, that guy
Hmm.
who fought Man of Steel. I don't know, why am I forgetting his name? He was a Batman. Um, the Goodwill Hunting guy.
Oh, Ben Affleck.
Uh,
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck. Yes,
Yeah,
Ben
no,
Affleck.
that's
So
your least. That's your least pick.
and I only like him because he had a certain physique that Batman must have.
Mhm.
That's it. And I won't say, like, his acting. Batman wasn't about acting. To me, superheroes, I would I would rather be more interested in their human sides, rather than them wearing a
Yeah, for me,
cape or whatever.
it would be the one from 1989 with Kim Basinger, Michael Keaton. Uh,
Michael Keaton.
yeah,
That's your
that I
favorite.
will
No, she.
remember.
I didn't
I
hear.
will never forget. What's your name? I'm Batman. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I mean,
So
that
that's
was
your
all he
favorite.
needed to do was say that, and that was the movie. Who are you? I'm Batman. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was. I didn't hear her favorite. I heard that she said that was her least favorite. But who was her?
Oh,
Who was
right,
her?
right. That's right.
No, 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 no. I mean, no. I mean, this is an unpopular opinion. A lot of people hated him, like, for
Oh, you
him.
preferred him. You preferred
I
him. Okay.
preferred him. Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Because of the physique, and I think the guy was personally going on with a lot of personal issues in his life, so that just made absolute sense for him to become Batman, or taking up the role
Yeah,
of
but I mean,
Batman as well.
The Batman from the comic though wasn't necessarily an overly muscular guy, right? I mean, so I would say like Christian Bale is one of my, it might be my favorite Batman. He kind of fit the part too, right? Um, I do like Michael Keaton more as time goes on. When he was originally cast as that, I mean, it was kind of an odd, Tim Burton, it was a Tim Burton film, right? Those first couple. I think he did. Now that I look back at it, I don't dislike him as much as I did at the time. But he was more of a comedy guy. Remember Mr. Mom? Like Mr. Mom's going to play Batman. I remember that movie, Mr. Mom. But it was yeah. I think my favorite is I think is probably Christian Bale. But it's a close second. Here's an unpopular opinion: is I like Val Kilmer. Remember he did a couple in there. I did not like George Clooney.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. This he passed away actually. I remember
oh,
him
he
from
passed
Top
away.
Gun, but he was really bad, right?
I don't know if he passed away. I mean, he was, and I think Val Kilmer has like throat cancer
Yeah,
or something.
yeah, yeah.
But maybe he did. I don't know. But he was in that last Top Gun movie from like a couple years ago, year ago.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
he's still around.
when Maverick Top Gun 2 was released, I was reading some articles and they were showing, okay, the people from 1985 from the cast and the new people, and yeah, Val Kilmer was there in a bed in a hospital. He was really looking very bad. So yeah,
Uh, yeah, but Val Kilmer, I thought was pretty good. I did not like George Clooney. I think just the Batman movies were getting out of control at that point, right?
yeah, actually, for me, the one that I mentioned was because it was the return of Batman as the new recurring movie with every. It was like James Bond, like okay, everybody was Pierce and then blah blah blah, Daniel Craig, all that. If Batman in 1989 was the first time that
all this kind of new series of Batman appeared. Before that, it was just the TV show. Am I right? Or the TV show from a long time ago. But this kind of movies started to appear with that Batman from 1989, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, yeah, the Batman from '89, yeah, Michael Keaton, and they all kind of have.
How
I don't
how
know.
how about Superman? Like, uh, I remember Christopher Reeves. I mean, he was perfect. Yeah, with that, like, like a
Yeah,
little uh like strand of hair,
yeah, a little
which
curl.
which
Yeah,
made S, you know. So
yeah,
yeah, and then he also died, right? The guy, like,
yeah, yeah.
uh had a pretty difficult life later on,
I wasn't. I
at a
mean,
very young age.
I'm not a real big fan of the super. I always like kind of side-eyed the Superman character just because he can do everything, right? It's just no fun. I mean, of course, he had a weakness, right? But it was like a rare type of thing. But as far as his superpowers goes, I can just do everything. Like, okay, but yeah, I think I was an '80s kid, so I think Christopher Reeve is. I kind of got a soft spot for him. The latest guy, he's not bad. I mean, he's pretty. He's kind of a more of a stern character. I think Christopher Reeve's more likable, more affable. Um, but yeah, and that was important too because like really superhero movies were. I think that Superman. What was it from like '78 or '80 or something like maybe right around there, like early '80s. That was. It's a little
Yes.
dated now. Right, it's dated now. You look at it like the special effects and stuff. It looks a little bit hokey compared to way they can currently do things, but I think it was important. It was like it kind of put the superhero movie on the map. Where they could do it where it's reasonably believable and entertaining, and but that went sideways too, right? They did like wasn't it Superman 3? They got like Richard Pryor in there, and they're like it's like a joke. There's like jokes being told. I don't know. It was like weird. Uh, but yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm just superheroed out. Like I lost track. I think the Tobey Maguire Batman's. I mean, sorry, Spider Man's. That really opened the door for the modern superhero genre, right? After that, everything took off. There was ones here and there like Daredevil and stuff. I think that predates it, but it's like now that it's like everybody was, Marvel, DC. I think they've explored all the characters and all the storylines. I can't keep up. I can't keep up anymore.
They were even spoof movies. I would like to ask Amy and Gemma this question. Like, are you guys into superhero heroes at all? Like, um,
Before that, I would like to say that I think the best Superman ever has to be Govinda.
okay, thank you, Azad. Uh, Go ahead, Amy.
So, do I believe in superheroes, like in the real world, or do I
Oh
believe
no, I
in the
mean just
characters
as in
depicted
movies, or
in the
in any way
movies?
you want to answer.
So, I never believed in Superman until Batman versus Superman. um, I loved that film. I think it was that one, the one with Russell Crowe, when they go to Superman's planet and they see how that Superman's enemy was made. He's also from the same planet as Superman. I actually, it wasn't Batman versus Superman. It was the
General
Superman
Zod.
film.
Yeah.
Yes, General Zod. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. When he was fighting General Zod, um, I started believing in him more because I think I've leaned towards Marvel most of my life more than DC. I didn't watch the Suicide Squad until I was in my 30s. So yeah, Justice League is cool, but I was always a little bit wary of DC because I'd seen all the Batman films. I hadn't missed any of them, and I knew that they were a darker storytelling style than Marvel, let's say. So I had to leave gaps between, how much DC content I exposed myself to, if that makes any sense at all. I love the Avengers, the Guardians of the Galaxy, Gamora and Quill. They were my two favorites in the whole Avengers saga. and when she got thrown, no, I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but when one of the characters one of those two dies, I cried so hard, just like when Iron Man did the snap with Thanos. Yeah, so I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, I get your part. Gemma, am I pronouncing it right? Is it
No, no, no,
Gemma or
Shima. No,
Gemma,
no,
like
no, no,
gem.
no, Shima. Let me correct her. It's Shima, like I said. That's the way you pronounce it, right, Shima?
Gemma, but you can say
Gemma?
Gemma. Yes.
Gemma. Okay, Gemma. Sorry. Gemma. Yeah. Are
Oh,
you
don't
into
worry about it. No, don't worry about it.
superheroes, or do you like to wear a cape sometimes? Like, does that happen to you? Yeah.
I like to drive my car really fast sometimes. Uh,
You are a cat hero. You're a cat
but
hero.
yeah, I think the only graphic novel I've read was actually V for Vendetta, which I don't know if that counts as in the superhero zone. But it was an interesting reading experience. Yeah, I do like action adventure kind of movies, so they can lean towards superheroes. But I agree with Bryce that the recent Batman trilogy is probably the best set of films in their quality and cohesive. I mean, they're just enjoyable films to watch.
Yep.
Which doesn't mean I don't like to dress up. I just dress up as different things.
Yeah, I get. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I do consider myself sometimes like, oh yeah, maybe I'm doing super like, heroic things. But that does not mean I have to wear a cape to prove it. So yeah, this account, this is just a testament of so many other things that maybe people don't even talk about, but still they're doing amazing things. And I think that's okay, that's wonderful. Nobody needs to be like, I mean, I do, whenever I watch a superhero movie, I do think about the fact that, oh, there are a lot of people doing amazing work fearlessly. So uh do they have to wear a cape? Not at all. So yeah, I think, I mean, this is how you can also look at the world in that way. So why not? Why not? What's that, like, college quotation? Not everyone, every superhero does not wear a cape, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, not all heroes wear capes.
Yes, that one.
That's a good one.
I also want to very quickly apologize to Bryce. Bryce like ice, not Brees like lease. I'm going to make a conscious effort, Bryce, to say Bryce. The first Bryce that I ever met was French, and he told me his name was Brees. So I think that was the reason why I pronounce it that way. And going back to the comic book superhero, are you familiar, Batman, with the theory on uh, how the Marvel X-Men series is it's a the Marvel X-Men series.
Days of the Future Past.
No. The character Professor X and the character Professor Xavier are symbolic of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. So Martin Luther King wanted equal rights through peaceful measures,